Hello, everyone. We're back with Blood and Fog, a Blades in the Dark story. Ooh, that's very good. Yes. Hello. We're the RPGeeks. I'm Emily Bates. I use she, her pronouns. And it's lovely to have you all here today. I'm very excited to get back into this story. Shamini, you're not getting back into the story because I believe you're in jail.
I'm in prison. Spoilers for last time. Where's in prison? My name's Shamini. It's she, her pronouns. I'm in prison. Sad times. That's going to be great. It's going to be great.
Let's go to Fiona last. Lou, hello. Welcome.
Hello. Hi, I'm Lou. I'm not in prison. And nor is my character. Lou uses they, she pronouns. And yeah, again, not in prison. Nor is Holly.
Good.
I'm not in prison either. I'm Holly. I use she, they pronouns. I've never been to prison. But I do think my character Cuff probably deserves to go to prison. I feel quite bad that I went to prison.
We blew shit up last week. We did
Who did that?
bad
Not me.
crimes.
That wasn't
We
me.
did
Proper crimes.
proper bad crimes. Just whimsically like, should we do some crimes? Oh yes.
We are meant to be criminals.
There was grievous bodily harm. There was arson.
There's levels
there was
of
fraud.
So much arson.
Like,
So much
A little arson, little thievery. You know, it's all fine. I've just noticed that all our pronouns are like mirrored on the screen, and it's because Holly and Lou are next to each other, and Holly is she, they, and Lou is they, she, and it's just if you like kind of down the middle. Anyway, for some reason that's made me really happy. And finally, the person taking us through all of this, Fiona.
Oh, hello. Yes, welcome. I have never been to prison. I've done the just visiting on Monopoly, but I've never actually been to prison. I always, I'm a good person to society. I've even moved countries to get away from stuff, so that's how that's how I'm doing. But yeah, excited to get back in. I also use she, her pronouns, as we can see from the overlay. So
The overlay. If you're listening on podcast, the overlay has mirrored pronouns. So there you go.
And it's great.
That's what you're missing
You're
out
missing
on.
out.
That specifically. Nothing else.
Symmetry. And we all look gorgeous.
I have a moustache.
Shamini
I
looks
love it.
especially gorgeous.
Oh yeah.
I have a mustache, but it's not drawn on. I have to deal with a mustache a lot. I've got dark hair,
I mean,
and this
yeah.
fucker is a thing.
Dark
Actually,
hair
this is
people,
just
yeah.
I'm in the mood just to have random
Right,
chats.
what's happening?
Apologies,
Yeah,
everyone.
right, we're doing it.
Yeah,
Right.
we're doing it.
Come on,
so
no games today.
So I've always plucked my mustache with tweezers. I apologise, everyone. This is TMI, but I think you can all help me. And I tried hair removal cream the other day, and it
I
worked.
thought you weren't
and it was
supposed to
so
put that
smooth.
there.
Well, this is my question. I found one. I found one that was like upper lip specific.
Oh,
So
okay.
I was like, oh, great. And I used it and it came off and it was really smooth. But I feel like it's acted like shaving it because they've come back thicker.
Really fast.
Yeah.
See,
But I
this
thought
is
that
what I'm
wasn't
worried
true.
about.
I thought that wasn't the case.
Well, I don't know.
thought they
This is
don't
my
come
question.
back thicker.
Is it true?
I've heard they don't come
I've
back thicker.
always
They
been
just
worried about it.
Maybe I should do a load of tests.
Yeah, we
and
need
then I
a-
can do a law drop on my.
We need a law drop
And
on.
maybe you could
on your
stream the
moustache.
whole thing. I would watch.
Some OnlyFans going on there.
Look,
I
I'm
will
happy
say
to talk
I'm-
about my mustache, but maybe I don't want to do close-ups of it. You know?
I also have a mustache, but I'm very well, I used to be very, very blonde, less blonde as I get older.
I just wish
But
I was blonde, and then it doesn't matter, right?
you can't see anything. The only
Can't
time
see
it's a
it if it's
problem
blonde.
is if I put foundation on, the hairs or people for the foundation.
Oh no!
And I'm also quite
Bastard.
moly, but I have found a new solution recently, which is really great, which is a man called Tempest. Whenever I get particularly moly, hairy moles, especially this guy right
Hairy
here,
mole.
but also it's a
This
couple
one's
of them.
really bad for me.
Tempest knows his way around a tweezer. I'm happy to rent him out. He
Tempest.
does a good job
Interesting.
of like, I just come up to him with the tweezers and go, because I'm really bad at it, but he's really good at it.
I know a man called Tempest is also quite like. There's an NPC in a fantasy world.
Tempest?
I need to know.
No,
I'm saying the phrase
No,
is
I'm just
funny.
saying. I'm just saying. It just sounds like.
A man called Tempest. It is his alias as well. He does have a real name, which is also Tempest. His real name is also Tempest.
Yes.
Giving away the secret.
The same way he
Great
always wears the
aliases.
mask. He does always wear that mask. Always.
I also
My,
get like a little beard, and I have to get rid of that too. And it's
Yeah,
fine.
and look.
Yeah.
Mine's just
Also,
like here.
just
People took the mick out of me in school for my moustache.
Oh,
that's not cool.
But I've always been far too scared to
drawing a
do
moustache
anything to it,
on
so I've left
is
it.
is very liberating, right? Like I'm here just being like,
Oh,
yes,
yeah, I know
have
all
more
about
of a
that.
mustache. Like,
How about
it's
next
good
week?
shit.
Next week, all mustaches. All mustaches.
I have
next
a
week.
great mustache.
Oops, all mustaches.
that I can...
Yeah.
Lou
Oops,
has
all
a like
mustaches.
Lou's mustache puts my mustache to shame. It's like proper like stick on hairy 3D. You know, it's not just eyeliner, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I have like a proper theatrical mustache with like lace and stuff.
Oh, it's proper good. Also, brief shout out just to alienate pod listeners further for Fiona's hair today.
Oh,
Can we all
yeah.
have
Oh,
a
it's
round of
really
applause
nice.
for Fiona's hair.
So we
Yeah.
pretty much all of
Everyone
us
in chat was
commented
like,
on
"What's going
Fiona's
on?"
hair today, and then Megan in chat has also
Yeah.
been like,
She's like,
"Does Fiona have a
"What?"
new hair color, or is my memory just
Yeah.
that bad?" Fiona,
No.
why does your hair look so good today?
Why?
Look, guys,
How?
Here's a big secret. This is a Fiona secret from me to you.
Yeah.
I washed it and then I dried it.
Who's got time for
secret.
that?
No one does that.
Honestly, though, that is impressive. I think I've dried my hair maybe once this year so far.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I dry
know.
my hair every time I wash it, but I only wash it once a week, so I feel like
But your hair is also always so fantastic,
Yeah.
Lou.
because
Yeah,
I
that's
wash it
true.
once a week, I can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
I'm getting my hair cut and coloured tomorrow.
Delightful.
Nice.
Delightful.
I'm just gonna get a little bit more chopped off, and the colour, you won't notice the colour change, but it's a toner rather than a colour.
Oh, right, yeah.
Just to keep the blondie bits a bit blondie. But yeah, anyway, that's the story. We should probably play the
No, I
game
like
now.
hair chat.
do
Let's
again,
do more hair
'cause,
chat.
We can talk more about hair removal another time. Okay, we've got plenty of time to talk
Okay.
about
Good
hair
to know.
removal.
I think we
Right,
should
friends.
keep talking about the hair
That's the
removal. I
side
think we're getting
podcast.
onto something.
Yeah, yeah.
Everyone in
All
chat,
right.
put your favourite form of hair removal.
I use
Honestly,
scissors.
Campbell, you're
I like
gorgeous.
waxing. I like threading.
All right. Well, greetings, scoundrels from across the Imperium and beyond the Void Sea, and welcome to this, our third session of Blood and Fog, the RPGeeks Blades in the Dark series. Again, as always, two things just going to come up at the top for you guys at home. So firstly, this is the big one. When we're playing Blades in the Dark, we're going to be using the recently released, it's been a couple of months now, but the Deep Cut supplement for a number of the dice mechanics in this game, including we're replacing the action roll with the threat roll. And I explain these mechanics as we get to them, but I just want to mention them up the top here in case we get some actuallys going like, well, that's not how you play Blades in the Dark. And I'm like, I know, it's called Deep Cut. Read a book.
If you do that,
People are
Fiona will
spicy
deep
today.
One
cut.
of those episodes.
Wow.
We're all feeling spicy today, so it's
Spicy.
going to be one of those ones.
The reason why we use deep cuts is because it's perfect for brand new players such as ourselves and viewers like you watching along at home. So, but as always, do bear with us if we need to clarify or check some rules, as we're still learning as we go. And secondly, Blades in the Dark by John Harper is a game about daring scoundrels building a criminal empire on the haunted streets of an industrial fantasy city. There's going to be heists, there's going to be chases, escapes, dangerous bargains, bloody skirmishes, deceptions, betrayals, victories, and deaths. We play to find out if this fledgling crew, our Harriers, can thrive amidst the teeming threats of rival gangs, powerful noble families, vengeful ghosts, the Bluecoats of the City Watch, and the siren song of their own devices. So, naturally, our world of Duskvol is very grim, very cruel. It is a place set in perpetual darkness. It is a haunted Victorian-era city trapped within a wall of lightning, which is powered by demon blood. So, I am giving you all those people out there, the lurks, the leeches, the lurchers, as we've now sort of absolutely embedded into this game, out there, permission to take a break from watching our story should you need to. As I always say, you are more important than the dice rolls on the table or the devil's bargains we offer to each other. So, members of the Harriers, are we ready to dive back into this session of Blades in the Dark?
Yes, we're ready to be very serious now and play the game.
All right. Well, as always, we're going to start off by doing our opening ritual, which is the opening titles. So again, we're going to do, imagine our opening titles as if it was the beginning of a TV show, a montage sequence of events and characters and moments, bless you, Shamini, that are important to our shows. We're going to start off with Emily, then Lou, then Shamini, then Holly, each taking in turns to describe a very brief scene, a single shot, where we see their scoundrels in a quintessential moment, something that they would be typically seen doing. And then as the GM, I'm going to take turns after each player has gone to describe the wider world of Duskvol, that sort of proper compare and contrast. And my moments are going to be stuff like about the local districts or a glimpse into maybe a faction or anything else. So, let me start off. We see the smoke and the fog filling up the screen as before, and then suddenly out of the fog we see one of those sort of incense holders being waved about to and fro as the sort of the music starts. We enter a huge sort of church-like area. We see the sort of a cathedral dedicated to the Church of Ecstasy of the Flesh. It is a towering edifice of buttresses and spires, clearly been commissioned by the Emperor long ago during his last visit. We see devotees gathering themselves to purify themselves in different rituals and rites to get rid of rogue spirits that are in ectoplasm. We sort of quickly dash through these different sort of devotees, different pews and stuff, down to the catacombs beneath, which contains cremated ash of many famous and affluent individuals and citizens. Emily, we throw to your character. What do we see?
I'm going to change what I was going to do. I think walking amongst the catacombs, you see a figure, very put together, high neck collars, long sleeves, gloves, with a veil covering their cracked porcelain-like skin, just sort of walking through the catacombs and just running their hand along the different name plates of the different people who are buried down there.
The camera sort of follows your hand as you go through each plate and then rushes past through you, going up again through various streets, through various buildings into Char Hollow, the sort of administration district. We go through offices of clerks and government workers rushing to and fro with official papers sort of bulging out of their hands. You see a couple of people with twirling moustaches, wealthy bankers sort of trundling past in heavy carriages with private bodyguards arranged in sort of clanking armour. We sort of go past onto a corner of the street where we see students gathering at cafes discussing various politics and geography of the Dagger Isles and maybe other esoteric matters such as going on a gap year. We throw over to Lou. Where do we see your character?
The camera goes into a sewer grate and goes along the kind of damp underside of the city, where there's trickles of water and scurrying rats and mice that kind of come up, and then the in a rat's nest it kind of shoots upwards through floorboards into another pile of rodents, except this time the camera keeps going and through the bars of a cage where you see Arison in a white lab coat bending over and opening the bars of this cage, takes a large syringe and the nearest rodent and injects into just behind the back of their skull. And just as the camera starts to pull away, you see a bolt of lightning go between their eyes.
That sort of spark and bolt of lightning suddenly hits out, and you see then the what do I call it? The electro trail, the sort of like the trainway itself coming into the Gadok station. This particular railway connects all parts across the Imperium. It is where the sort of different bits of cargo are sort of come and sort of given out to the rest of Duskvol. We see a giant labyrinth-like sense of platforms with warehouses and engines all sort of hubbubbing around, again, sparks between them as the engines start to proceed off. Shamini. Oh, can't hear you, Shamini.
I muted myself, sorry. I was sneezing too much. We go to a very dank, administrative looking room, and the clue as to what its function is that half the people here are in Bluecoat uniforms. This is the sort of reception, as it were. And you see where a sort of thin guy with a little moustache, black hair, looking like maybe he's just been blown up, like soot and smoke, and just like coughing, slightly haggard, just looking completely like dazed, as he's pushed by a blue coat, and is just completely in a fish out of water, like doesn't quite know what's going on here.
As we see sort of Ware being turned around, you see the door sort of shutting, the camera moves down a couple of spaces down the corridor into a different room where we see the two Branch twins, Laurent and Layella, in handcuffs themselves, arguing and clearly giving their side of a story to a Bluecoat themselves. There is a composite artist that starts to finish off what looks like to be a facial composition.
Oh, no.
And sort of they hold it up, and it's actually a picture of what they believe is of the individual that you know as Sugar that came to the heist. The Bluecoat then takes it, passes it on to someone else, and then puts it onto a board where you can see it's pinned alongside other vaguely similar, but not so similar, facial requisitions of most of the Harriers on here, particularly one that does look quite striking to wear, and then there's sort of details of the various different ribbons sort of passing around, and it just says explosion at the cloister, and with bits and pieces, clearly some board of evidence being made up. Holly, where do we see you in this opening montage?
In an alleyway not far from there, you see a figure over a bucket dunking what looks like a fine uniformed, tailored black coat of some kind into the bucket and wringing out dirt, dust, blood till the water is dirty. And they seem to love and hate doing this at the same time, but they're going to wring it till it's clean. And as they shake out the coat and give it a final wring, they look down at themselves in a puddle of water next to the bucket, and they see their shorn, cropped black hair and the smudge of black across their eyes, and they stamp in the puddle to disrupt the image as they walk away.
As the individual stamps in the water, splashing around, we can see the camera sort of moves around, and we see bits of paper coming off a particular wall in a district called Brixton, in the Coleridge district. It is, as we get closer, we sort of go across and sort of pan through, and we see they are missing posters of missing people, men, women, and young adults from across the whole residential area. Details, again, sporadically popping out, people missing over the last couple of weeks. Their known whereabouts vary as they do, but it always seems missing they just have disappeared into thin air itself. And with that, the camera sort of again pans around. We see those composites over and over again, the different facial stuff, as we sort of leap up once again into the air, seeing the whole of Duskvol from a bird's eye view. And then, as always, the main titles fade into view with red and black font over the image. Blood and Fog, A Blades in the Dark story. Chapter 3. In High Spirits. Oh.
Shamini's got some fireworks going on behind her.
What, is this
Sorry, I did a thumbs up, and I can never work out how to turn off the damn.
No.
I think I turned mine off. I think I turned mine off. Yeah, I have.
Yeah, I don't know.
Scared of putting my hand up after
this Zoom call is a paid actor.
Bit behind the screens, everyone. We use Zoom for OBS to make this work, and so if people do the right hand actions, weird things can happen.
That was real pyro.
Fog erupt into fireworks.
Yeah,
Real pyro.
It was so dramatic. The music was going in the background, and Shamini was like,
right.
I exploded again. Yeah.
It is 1:45 of silk on the 17th day of Ulsavet, and the night, well, it feels unsettled. Now, of course, most nights in our haunted city are unsettling, but right now, even the most obtuse of residents can feel it, smell it, taste it. Change is afoot. The past few weeks have seen the windy and rainy spring move swiftly into a stormy fall. The hunting season is now in full swing, as the Leviathan beings in the northern reaches of the Void Sea are sighted once again. It's all go, go, go at the docks, with the hunter ships being made ready to sail out at a moment's notice. The excitement, the anxiety, the determination to procure a Leviathan's blood, that precious fuel that makes everything in the city tick. It's palpable, like tasting sea salt on the air. Now, when the oceans turned to black ink during the cataclysm about 1,000 years ago, a new realm of constellations appeared in the depths of the sea. Millions of tiny pinpoints of light, somehow clearly visible far below the waves. Duskvol, like all the great cities of the Imperium, operates these massive generators around the clock to produce the power needed for the lightning barriers, as well as thousands of electroplasmic lights that illuminate the public thoroughfares. Duskvol is a flickering candle of light in the dark. So when ships leave port and begin to sail upon the waters of the Shattered Isles, it can feel like being flung out into the void itself. This crushing, dark, black sky upon black water, with stars far above and stars far below. Not every hunter comes back the same at such a sight. And not every scoundrel comes back from prison the same either. Let's do a rundown of the state of play for our Harriers, shall we? So, thanks to your little explosive number at the cloister some weeks back, you are, unsurprisingly, not on friendly terms with the Branch twins, Laurent and Layella.
God, they're so fussy, aren't they? Don't
Well, that's
blow
a
up
plot
our
twist.
hideout.
Can we send them like a fruit basket?
We left
or
one of them
something?
to die of smoke inhalation, and we didn't even do it right.
Oh God, we didn't even kill
Send
them.
some
As-
flowers, some peaches. I
As
think
not
they'll be
only
fine.
as not only are they now under investigation in their vice business of phonographic records, but also they don't really have a business anymore. On the plus side, you did acquire some of the Branch twins' products to offer along your current dealings in Spark, meaning you can offer your clients a really good evening's worth of entertainment. And whilst you don't necessarily see eye to eye with the Wraiths, you have dealt with the new competition and are on top of your tithe payments to the ward boss. Your reputation is growing slowly, and soon you will be on equal footing with them. So that means they're going to leave you alone for now, as long as you keep your noses clean and keep them out of the business, and of course, keep up with your payments. A cut of every job that you do. Sadly, not everyone came back from the last mission. Due to a number of petty, inciting incidents, twists and turns, it was revealed that your contact, Sugar, was not who they said they were. And actually tricked you into incriminating yourselves.
How dare you, Fiona? How very dare you?
This is offensive.
yeah, you're being mean.
And yeah,
Feel very attacked right now.
not cool. Okay.
Patronised and made fun of.
This led to the unfortunate incarceration of one Alistair, aka Ware. His current imprisonment, whilst seems dire, actually helps reduce the heat on the Harriers, bringing down their wanted level considerably.
Fine then.
And incidentally,
Hey,
Seems good to me.
wait a sec.
Incidentally, this is me, Fiona, speaking now.
Abs
I just wanted to
quiet for a few
clarify and change a ruling from last session. So, whilst the crew can buy off heat with coin and reputation, if they have a wanted level and a member of the team serves time, which is happening, not only is that wanted level reduced by 1, but it also clears any remaining heat. So, I have restored the money and the reputation the Harriers spent last session to reduce their heat. I apologise, Harriers. I was a little bit too greedy. But
Thanks, Ware.
welcome. Right
Thanks.
now, it is quarter to the hour of silk on the 17th day of Ulcivet, several weeks after the explosion of the cloister. And we find ourselves in Dunslow, a sort of ghetto for the destitute poor of the city, as well as the site of Ironhook Prison and its labour camp. It is a sort of a towering metal fortress where the worst, or maybe the most unlucky criminals are incarcerated. We see bored guards with rifles slung on their backs, sort of watching and patrolling the sort of outside. We sort of go into the yard itself where people are sort of working out or having conversations over cigarettes and other banned contraband. You see some taskmasters taking individuals out to go work in the pit below, because Dunslow is originally where the coal mines sort of were, and good hard work should put people straight, right? Our camera follows a rat who has been scurrying along various pipes and whatnot through a crack in the wall up into a small but perfectly formed prison cell where, well, we find where?
Where's where?
Where's where? Where? It's been a couple of weeks since your admittance to Iron Hook Prison. And I just want to know, what would your sort of general time have been doing? This is what so we're going to talk now a little bit about your downtime, because we didn't get to it last session. But what do you think Ware's been doing for the last couple of weeks?
I think Ware is used to wanting to be the center of attention in a social situation, wanting to be loud and merry and brash. And I think that hasn't always worked out very well for him so far in the last couple of weeks. So he's sort of veering between trying to sound kind of ballsy and trying to kind of just disappear into the background, which is something he's quite good at doing. He used to be a servant, and actually those kind of stealth skills of just like, I'm not here. I'm not noticeable. Have always been useful. We haven't seen it much on this series, but he's actually very stealthy chap when he wants to be. I think a lot of the time. Maybe decisions were made. Loaf of bread. Yeah. a lot of hiding. And now that he's sort of wised up a little bit, maybe started to figure out who he can talk to and sort of get info from on how things work without getting beaten up. And really just trying to find out if there's any way to get any better food in here. Is there some sort of a food situation? What do I have to do to get some proper food?
Proper grub, yeah.
Yes.
I hear that recommend.
I wouldn't mind a glass of port as well, but I won't, don't want to push it.
Yeah, don't push it. It is prison. Okay.
Prison port.
Oh no. We'll move away from prison port for a second. So what I'm going to get you to do, from what you've said, I think you are. Maybe this is the thing about Ware, is that when you're in a group of people, you're sort of you like taking that center stage, but when you're on your own, that's when your instinct kicks in. So hence why maybe you're a bit more stealthy. Maybe you stick to the shadows more, etc., because you don't want to stick out like a sore thumb. So that makes total sense to me. What I would love for you to do is that we're going to roll basically what's called a fortune roll now to see how well things are going for you at this point. Normally, it would be depending on your tier. Now, unfortunately for you, the Harriers are tier 0, so it means you'd have to take 2 dice on the lowest one. But because I think you're playing to your strength of this, I'm going to give you 1 die for this. So you're just going to roll 1d6 and let me know what the score is. Higher is better, naturally.
Okay, I'm going to use my black and red. It's thematic. Oh, yeah.
Oh, good luck.
That was a 6. That was a little D&D logo, sorry. Sorry, Blades in the Dark. I'm using the enemy dice, but...
I don't think they're like a direct enemy.
It's my enemy.
So, that's very good. You do your time well. For the next couple of weeks, you get a +1 status of a faction that has assisted you. We'll come to that in a second. And you also get a prison claim, which we'll go into in a second. But essentially, no bad comes to you. You maybe ask for some better food, and you maybe pull a few strings there, here and there a little bit. But because you're not showing off, you're not doing bits and pieces, you're able to get a good food, which means the harm you took from the smoke inhalation as well. So a doctor has seen to you a physica, so you can remove that if you haven't already. But you are actually put in a room a little bit further away. You're not sharing with anyone else. Nice. As a result. You've got a little view. It's a very small view, but as you look out, you can see sort of the canal beneath you with some little bars and stuff. And whilst you're not maybe let out a lot, just your daily exercise and stuff, you feel that you are secure, and that anyone that you sort of let's say the Harriers had bad dealings with, because there are a few people that you have, they can't get to you easily. You're sort of safe, but not, you can't get out, but no one can get in at you. So I think that's the key thing.
Whew. I think we're starting to feel a bit cocky again.
That's interesting that you say that.
Look.
Don't let Fiona be interested, Shaman.
Look. Things go well. Where's like, great. No harm can come to me. Excellent.
You know where that, given the wanted level and the stuff that's been happening, the way you were questioned as well, you were roughed up a little bit, but you were quite forthcoming, but you didn't give out information about the Harriers. You sort of like, again, no comment, I need a lawyer, but you know you're not going to get a lawyer, all that sort of thing. You know that there's only a amount of time that they can hold you. And whilst corruption is quite rife in the Bluecoats and in the prison itself, you know that your time here maybe would amount to maybe 2 or 3 months. But you're currently feeling good. But it is 1:45 the hour of silk, so quite late at night. And would you say that Ware is sleeps quite late, or a deep sleeper at all, would you say?
Usually out late drinking and eating, and then having expansive lie-ins. I presume my body clock is quite shifted to a late bed.
Yeah, so maybe you're, I don't know, you're sort of in bed a little bit, or on your cot with the thinnest of blankets, listening to the other sort of howls and screams from the other inmates from far below, thankfully a little bit away from you, so it's a little bit closer to, maybe you're thinking back on the previous couple of weeks, and maybe what you're going to do when you get out here, thinking about like when you get back, you're going to go for that nice meal.
Yes.
None of this prison port nonsense,
Such a, like, I'm going to eat an entire roast chicken.
Oh, nice. And as you're sort of thinking, you suddenly realise that there is somebody sat at the edge of your bed. And you sort of like get your eyes adjust to the darkness a little bit, and you can make out an individual who looks like a man in his mid-40s, a little bit of a scraggy beard, longish hair, flap cap on, clearly wearing braces and whatnot. And 2 things I will say stand out to you immediately. One, as this person turns to you and sort of the moonlight catches him, is that he is completely see-through. And the second thing that you see is that there's clearly quite a deep, dark blood stain that was around sort of the neck area going into his shirt as well. And you just hear, "All right, sunshine."
I think I'm like scrabbling out of the bed and just like into a far corner.
Yes, I know. Oh, it's wakey, etc. Yep, come on. I need you up. I need you focused.
I am up and I am focused on not dealing with the creepy shit. I don't look. I tell my mate, I've got this mate. She's into the creepy shit. I'm not. That's no. I can recommend you someone else.
Really. Well, guess what? I choose you.
What?
Yeah. All right. Are you the individual known as Ware of the Areas?
Have you heard of me? Good thing.
Have I heard of you? Points to probably a little bit of a cutting of a newspaper which has your face on it and explosion at the cloisters in the news broadsheets.
Yeah, well, I stuck that there. I thought it was quite a good likeness. Made me look quite good.
Is that it? You are.
Oh, I am. No, sorry, that I'm smiling, and then like there's the photo, there's the picture, there's me.
It matches.
That's.
All right. Well, I'm not going to beat round the bush. I need you to find who killed me.
Really? Could someone else do that, or?
No. You see, you came and you meddled with the war in Crowfoot, and now...
I did no such thing. I deny any and all allegations relating to anything that I don't know. I refuse to speak without a lawyer present.
Great. We could be here for a while then. My name is Roderick.
Oh, right, write that down.
Yeah, you write it down. Oh, wait.
Where's not right? Where I can't write it down.
No.
Where's not? Yeah, I'm writing it down.
I was the former leader of the Crows. Unfortunately, as you can no doubt surmise, I am quite dead.
Fiona, which one are the Crows?
The Crows were the team that broke us the peace between the Lampblacks and the Red Sashes, and it was with Roderick's death that the war broke out again.
Roderick was killed. I did write that down. His second income. Oh wait, I think I wrote down something else as well, but I'm going to ignore that because Where doesn't know about that.
You can see this Roderick character again. He is see-through and like clearly quite a spirit of some sort. And yes, as you know, rogue spirits around Duskvol are bad business. That's why the spirit wardens try to hoover them up, because the more the rogue spirits are around, the more chaos they control. That's why we have lightning barriers around Duskvol. But yeah, here he is. Clearly has been loose as a spirit for many weeks. And seems to be here in a cell with you.
Right, so why do I have to solve your creepy murder?
Why? Well, you took part in the war. You're now on the side of the Lampblacks, and quite frankly, you should have kept your nose out of it. But now that you're involved, and now I know you have a connection to... I need you guys to find out. Consider it a way to get back into the good books of everyone in Crow's Foot.
Is it at least a paying job, or...?
Well, I'm sure both the Lampblacks and the Red Sashes will give you something for stopping the violence and whatnot. I don't know about the Crows. And at this point he sort of pauses a little bit and looks a little bit sad. I need you to solve it. I feel... I don't remember what happened. But now I'm here. And I can only be in here because they're not allowed in this place. They don't have any authority here.
The spirit wardens?
Yeah.
Oh. I'm sorry you got killed. That sounds rough.
It was. I was just walking home, and then something over my head, and then...
Oh no! Oh, I mean, at least it was quick, yeah.
Well, it was ribs hurt, and then some knife, and then water, and I don't know. Look, I have an idea. I don't know for sure, but I think it's one of my previous lieutenants has done it. And I can't leave until I know.
But if we find out for you, you will leave and stop haunting me.
Oh, haunting's an interesting word. That'd be better for knowledge, and I know that, my leavings, my take-ins, I can tell you where they are.
Oh, wait, what? Sorry, what money? Did you, what?
Thought that would help. Look, I have a little vault somewhere that I use
somewhere.
a tiny thing, modest. I was hoping to retire on it.
Oh, yeah, sounds great. Keep talking.
But, well, obviously, they are going to try and find it and try and get into it.
Oh, shit.
But if you're able to find out who offed me and, shall we say, make sure that they go down for it, I will happily hand it over to you. Useless to me. But,
So, we find out who it was, tell you tell us where the money is, and then you... Whatever, I don't know anything about ghosts.
Well, that's part of it. The other part would be, I'll be honest, it wasn't a nice experience. So, I would quite like for the person who did off me to also be taken down a peg or two. Now, whether that's comes here to be a resident at this fine establishment or off themselves, I leave to you. But when justice is served, I will reveal my secrets. I will say there is a slight complication to this matter. It's been a couple of weeks since since I've passed over, and well, if I step a foot out there, they will come and get me. But I want to make sure this job is done. So I want to offer you something. When you get out, I go with you. As you.
Right, give me. Right,
It's
I'm
okay.
really sorry. Give me 2 seconds.
Yeah.
I'm still here.
Yeah.
I'm just temporarily invisible.
It's
1
alright.
second.
Sorry,
Sorry,
I will.
Fiona, you told Shamini that they were going to be possessed by a ghost, and now she's gone.
Shamini, can you
What
mute?
are you doing?
Hang on. There you go. Sorry, say that again, Lou.
I said you appeared to have offered Shamini some possession, and now she's left the stream.
Yes, that's how
Have you
exactly
thought
how it
about your
works.
choices?
I don't know. I've just been doing my actual business. But yes, so just to clarify for people, so the ghost of Roderick has appeared to Ware, and they have indicated that they have been murdered. They think it's by one of the higher ups from the Crows. They don't know who. And so they have tasked Ware to find who this person is and maybe frame them, plant evidence for them to go down for their murder. Whether that's maybe, or justice is served in some way. So whether that is, them getting imprisoned themselves, framed for something else, or you choose the option to offer them as well, that is fine. The sort of payout would be not only maybe there will be some maybe good standing with quite a number of the factions in Crowsfoot because of the war no longer happening, with probably all 3 of those factions, but also Roderick has indicated that there is some sort of vault, some sort of special belongings that could be worth quite a penny, and that he's happy to give over to the people who are able to solve his murder.
Only a cheeky possession needed, eh?
And that is the final thing, is that he is quite... I believe the complication I rolled was the client is micromanaging this one, so we'd like to come with you.
That's amazing.
Micromanaging
Ghost
behind the eyes.
Micromanaging.
Roderick.
That's so
Roderick
good.
is such a micromanager.
I love it.
Yeah. So yeah, that is the essence of the score that has been given to Ware. Now, I always say this, you do not have to take this. I know I've set up quite a bit in the lead up to it, but you might be like, no thank you, and that is fine as well. But that is what Roderick has offered to you just now, Ware.
I think, I freaking love it. I feel like Ware might need to take a while to just psych himself up. Maybe he's going to pace around, muttering, nice little vault of money. He was going to retire on it. That doesn't sound too bad. Get himself some extra motivation for some of this creepy ghost shit that's going to happen, which he was really trying to avoid.
Roderick sort of watches you go around a little bit and lets you do your little performance of like, oh, but what if? Do your anime sort of things.
Oh, it's me.
And then eventually you sort of maybe turn back from one of your sort of telling, and he's just stood there in front of you.
Oh,
He goes,
God.
Time's a ticking.
Yeah.
Do we have a deal?
How are you gonna shake my hand? You're all transparent.
Do we have a deal?
Yeah, and I will tentatively stick my solid hand near his ghost hand.
Not.
So, the hand comes close, and then his hand goes into your hand and continues going. Goes, as you're doing business, and goes inside. Shamini, Ware, I would like you to put down a level 2 harm possession.
Oh man, I got so possessed.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll
And-
have a more charming personality, or maybe a less charming personality.
So you, the next morning, you get a knock on your door Ware, and you sort of, again, the door opens, and I don't know if you've actually slept at this point. It's been a wild, couple of hours as sort of like your internal sort of like monologues. Again, he's quite quiet the most of the time, just to save me from constantly doing your inner monologue. But he's definitely sort of like every so often he's like, what's that? Oh, keep quiet, inner thoughts. So you're sort of a bit more on alert. And as you sort of look up, there's a Bluecoat that's sort of there going like, all right, sunshine, come on, you're being released.
I'm fine. I'm normal and what?
You're being released.
What now?
Someone posted your bail.
Yeah, I've got a lot of friends. I've got friends in high places.
Yeah.
So I'm not
you
at all
definitely
surprised.
have. Yeah, good. Well, hopefully we won't see you back here anytime soon.
Well, I'm an innocent man, so unless you fail to do your job properly again, I shouldn't have thought so.
The Bluecoat points to the newspaper clipping that's still on the wall of the explosion with your face next to it.
The link is merely implied.
Come on. And sort of turns away. As you're sort of led out of the prison, again, you hear sort of the battering and cries of various inmates and stuff. People jeering as they see you. Finally, maybe for the first time, like, who's that? As you're sort of moving away. You are led outside of the gates. You're roughly given your belongings, whatever you had with you on the heist itself, and like your clothes as well. I think you were maybe wearing some
burnt remnants of my really nice outfit. Damn
exactly it. So. You're given it, and then before you know it, you're sort of outside, and the door is shut behind you, and you sort of like again maybe look back a little bit, and like dust yourself down, and in front of you, across the street, you recognise somebody on the other side. You see Petra, your contact with Lord Skurlock.
Oh yeah.
She's sort of there with an umbrella and a little bit of a veil herself, and she sort of looks over to you and sort of like waves.
I'm pleased to see her. It's Petra. She gives me good information. How did she know I would? Is this a what's go? I will wave cheerily, and wish I wasn't wearing this disgusting prison uniform, but I will saunter casually towards her.
Mm-hmm. Yep. She comes and meets you.
Absolutely certain you were going to say she wasn't wearing this ghost.
She wasn't wearing. I really wish I wasn't wearing this ghost. I do, but
yeah. You just hear that. Who's that? As you sort of go across, you like bat that thought away. Yeah.
He's gonna talk so much in your head.
Shut up.
Petra sort of comes over. She may be a little bit shorter than you, but she's got her little like sort of parasol. She goes, "Oh, Alistair, hi. Oh, are you okay? Oh, you look a little bit battered and whatnot."
Nothing in there can. Oh, there's the baby.
It's all right.
The
ghost.
The
ghost has a little bit of a cold, I think.
It's possessing me, talking in my head.
It's okay. Well, I tell you, I and she sort of indicates that she's got a little bag with her. She goes, "I've got you some clean clothes. I wondered, shall I walk you back to your abode? I think we need to talk."
Yeah. No, great. I mean, it's clothes. Yeah, I need to get out of this right now. Like,
yes.
Like this is a bad look for me.
Yes, it's a bit uncouth, but
yeah.
I brought some clothes from the house. So
right. Well. Let's. Oh, right. Okay. Let's. Right. I've got a lot going on right now.
Yes,
so
yes, no, I understand. It's quite hard. Oh, okay. Well, and then yes, we'll montage you away so you can deal. But yeah, as you're sort of, she will sort of talk to you on your way back, and maybe we'll come back to that as a flashback. Other three members of the Harriers. You may have been in touch with Ware during his imprisonment. Maybe you've not. Again, we'll leave that to flashback material. But what I'd say is that the last couple of weeks have been incredibly interesting for all three of you, as there has been rumours given to you guys from the Ink Rakes. I believe one of you has a connection, or you all have a connection to them. And the Ink Rakes are basically sort of newspaper and gossip columnists and all that sort of thing. But they try and report all of the news. And I think you've all sort of picked up, whether from discussing with sort of contacts or maybe getting the newspaper yourself, is that there seems to be a spate of disappearances happening across the Duskvol district from and it's all people from all different walks of life. the big ones that get always mentioned are people that sort of in maybe one or two noble houses, not necessarily the nobles themselves, but like a lesser cousin of a cousin, all that sort of thing. But it gets a little bit of newspaper-worthy stuff. You talk about how other individuals have gone missing as well. Sort of like, people in the streets. Sort of, again, no one under the age of 18, but definitely people like, oh, wasn't there somebody here that used to drive the carriages to X place? Oh, they've not come in today. And then a couple of days later, it's been clear that they have disappeared. Notably for the three of you is that through conversations and through discussions with maybe other connections or friends of friends, is that Lydra, your deal broker, is one of the missing individuals. And I would say, just to resolve the entanglement that Cuff had at the beginning of the last session, or the downtime, I can't remember, but Marlene hasn't disappeared. She has returned back to the pit from what you saw. The pit itself is still closed down, but you have heard, maybe you've kept a tale or two just to make sure that she is okay when you hear this news of people going missing. And when I say going missing, just as if they've disappeared into thin air. No trace of them, and they're all, different walks of life, doing different things, whether they're out in the evening, running errands. Sometimes if they're with partners or families, literally the partner will look away for a moment and then turn back and they have disappeared. Is there anything that the three Harriers would be doing necessarily in this moment? I would say, like, for, again, expediency, that you will know of this heist, this proposed thing with the ghosts as well. So if you want to do some gathering of information, you're more than welcome to do that. But I just wanted to just check with you guys. Was there anything that you wanted to do before maybe Ware returned to the abode at all?
I think I would probably have just had conversations with the doll in the last few weeks, especially as we find out more about the disappearances, where I would be kind of nervously asking the doll about her previous research into the wrongdoings of the Bluecoats and the Blackcoats, because I think Cuff would 100% think this is police corruption, probably.
Oh, I don't think they've have anything to do with people going missing normally. I think they're mainly just messing around with things to do with the demonic, the Leviathans, things like that. I mean, unless there's something you know, Cuff, but...
No, I don't know anything, just, nervous is all. They're, feels like they're doing more and more of it these days. It feels like nothing's challenging them.
No,
so
I don't think anything is. Strange, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I'm just worried where it goes, that's all.
From what I found out, they were looking into how to use the spirit world and the world beyond, and maybe even the lightning barrier itself, to help with their deeds, using the lightning barrier to get eyes in extra places, that kind of thing. But I didn't see it as anything other than trying to increase their presence. But that was from their point of view. Who knows who is helping them?
What's it? And if it's increasing their presence, surely they can see everything. And if they can see everything, then wouldn't they have seen this? And maybe the person who's doing this can see everything.
Maybe. I don't know, Cuff. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
You really had nothing to do with the corruption. Your name came up a lot.
Yeah, I know. Look, I'm sorry you have to ask me that again.
I'm sorry to ask it again.
It was nothing to do with me, and well, that's not quite true. It was not my understanding of what was going on, and I guess I will never feel fully clean of it, but I'm doing everything I can to make up for that. I didn't know that's what they were doing. I promise you.
I believe you. How to fight the police. Turn to a life of crime.
Yeah, something like that.
It could be to do with them. But I'm sorry, I just don't know.
Okay, I just wondered if anything else had come up with the papers since. Or...
Oh, I've been focusing on something else recently, but I'll keep an eye out.
Thank you.
But good doctor, is there anything you'd be doing in the weeks? Again, you have all heard this information, and like I said, we can always flash back if you want to do stuff with where.
Arison is hidden Delia Smith.
Delia.
I forgot when you said it. I was like, "What?"
Oh,
You know what?
welcome home.
I don't want you to tell us where you've hidden them. I think you need to
And you
bring
will
it
not
out.
know.
Fantastic.
I think every time they've come in the door, they've hit that damn gnome and tripped over it, and it's gotten so bloody annoying, and Ware's not around to protect it and to chat about it, so it's gone.
You get rid of the damn flamingo, yeah? What do you do everyone a fit?
Unfortunately,
out of this.
yes, unfortunately, Primula still is in the hideout, so Kevin is safe. However, Delia is fair game.
I do not care for the gnome, but you will leave Kevin alone.
It's outrageous.
Incredible. So, then just to go back to where slightly, as you're sort of promenading, like Petra will hold out her arm to be with you, so it looks like you're like a couple heading towards Six Towers, and she holds the parasol close to you. She went, "Was it terribly awful in there? I can't imagine it." And your face, and it's like again going towards your face, even though you have recovered. It looks so bloodshot, and oh gosh, they must have been treating you terribly in there.
Wow, look, I'm tough. I can take anything, except a poor diet. I really need my nutrition. It's look my skin. My skin's just it's the lack of truffle oil. It's the lack of souffles. It doesn't do my complexion any good.
Yeah, you're looking so pale and thin. Oh gosh, I hope. Oh, and she sort of goes into her bag. She goes, "I've got some sweeties, and maybe that will give you a little bit of a sugar rush if you would like."
I think I could manage. Yeah, thank you. Thanks, Petra.
Okay. Oh,
Relatable content.
And she sort of sighs and like twirls it. When I heard the news, I was just aghast that you would have been caught in that awful, awful explosion. And I was telling everyone, I was like, "No, it couldn't possibly be Alistair. He wouldn't be responsible for such damages. He's such a good boy."
Well, obviously anyone who knows me would know that, but they've got to do their investigation. They've got to make sure, and fortunately, well, I don't know. They don't have any evidence anyway. The point is, obviously there's no evidence because I ain't done nothing. But you didn't post my bail, did you?
Oh, well, and she looks really embarrassed at this point.
How much was that?
Oh, no, it doesn't matter. It is a trifle. It was quite, well, I... And she sort of stamps a little foot. "Oh, I wish he wasn't reading the newspapers as much. Sorry, I have lied to you. Lord Skurlock saw your face in the newspaper. And he asked me to post your bail. He gave me a lot of money to do so." I tried my best to be like, "I don't know where Alistair is," and he said, no, and pointed to the newspaper, which definitely has your picture, and it says "Explosion at the Cloister" on.
Yeah. Shit. Shit.
I'm so sorry, Alistair. I tried.
No. Well, no. Shit. Does he still reckon it was me what nicked that stuff?
He was just, you know what he's like. He gets very serious and he gets very sort of within himself, and then he just quietly just handed me over the envelope and said that I must post bail, and that to tell you.
What?
He said that at your earliest convenience that he would require you to come visit.
to come visit him. Lord Scarlet wants me to come visit him, but he's got me out of jail to do that.
Yes.
So I was already in jail.
Yes. I think this is called, like, I believe he's, well, I've been reading some books. I believe it's called a power play. Is that he's given you something and now he wants you to go back.
Right.
Like, it could have been easy for him to come and visit you in jail. Obviously, that's like, I thought that's what I would do, but then it turns out, no, do
you think part of the power play is he gets me out of jail and then he gets me put back in jail for, like, nicking expensive jewellery off him and then doing a runner?
Well, I don't know. I think he'd just rather... Well, I can't speak for Lord Sherlock, as you know, but he seemed very serious. I think whatever he wants to talk to you about, he wants to do it in person and privately in his quarters.
Oh, this does not seem good. This is not... I should not have let him put my face in the paper. I thought it was quite a good... It
was a good light.
Yeah,
I knew it was you. Yeah.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Oh boy. Oh boy. This ain't good. This ain't good. This ain't okay.
No, it's okay.
Okay.
And she grabs your hand and she goes, look. You know, Alistair, that I harbour such longing feelings for you, and I just want only the best for you. But you must run away. You must not go into this trap, because it's clearly a trap. And I don't know what he's planning. It's just... I shouldn't have spoken so much, but I don't want you to go in and not know things, and I just... Oh.
So you think it is a trap?
Well, it's like I said, the book said power play.
Power play, and then it'll be... Yeah.
Subsection
back
trap.
In prison. I can't go back to prison, Petra, because they don't feed you properly. The fabric quality is poor.
No, I don't. I think it's worse than prison. He's been acting so strangely. He's had long nights up, and he had people round to visit, and they arrive, and I announce them and stuff. But then when I come to collect the glasses and stuff, they seem to have already gone. I don't show them out. That's happened several times.
Is that? That just seems like he's having people round, and like that doesn't seem as bad as all the other stuff, does it? Like
their coats,
prison,
and the coats, and the hats, and the scarves, and the glasses. It's all still there. All the the outerwear. It's all still in the. So they left, but then left their galoshes and stuff. I don't understand. What
do you do with the? If you need someone to pass on the clothes they're leaving behind, because I expect that's quite good.
I'm giving you that bag of clothes.
Oh shit! Oh. Great, because I just said like I could get set up a little business of stealing it. Shit. God. Right. I look. I've got a lot in my head.
Yes, but look, Alistair, please. This might be the last time you ever see me. But I just.
Petra, do not fear. For you and I feel we are destined to see each other again.
Oh.
Don't you worry about me. Don't you worry about you. So it's all gonna be grand.
I won't. I just. Oh, it's such a big weight off my shoulders now. Well,
yeah, I'll take care of it all. You give me them clothes. You get any more where these came from, especially the good quality stuff. You just pass them right over.
I will.
And I will put them to good use, because it'd be a shame if they were wasted.
It's so good to see Alistair. She gives you a little peck on her cheek, on your cheek even, and then like walks away with the parasol, like as if all the cares in the world have just sort of melted away from her.
That's nice for her.
Mm-hmm.
You're never seeing her again. And that's what you got out of her. Please bring me the nice clothes.
She's gonna die.
No, she's fine.
Yeah.
No, there's a door in her future.
She provided clothes and exposition.
And that's all we needed. But not that much exposition,
Where?
because Ware was like, we don't need to talk about this. Let's grab some more clothes.
More like, why?
Why? Who needs Ware?
How, in fact? How?
How much, you mean, can I get for these clothes?
Oh, people disappearing, huh? That's weird.
I won't ask any more questions about who they might be or anything like that. No. Bye, Petra.
What brand is their coat, though?
We smash cut to the three of you interrogating Ware in this exact same phrase of going like, how dare you leave this unaccompanied woman out, you know, clearly all that sort of thing. But so you have all the information and you're all back together in the lair itself in this this abandoned library with Ware telling
Ware comes in the door and he's just like, I'm Ware. Could I be wearing any more clothes?
Could I be Ware in any more clothes? Ware in any more clothes?
Yeah.
It's a millennial reference, boys and girls. Right.
I will look in the pockets of the clothes to see if they left a convenient business card.
That would be useful.
Nice. Yeah, I'm going to give you this. I think because, again, it makes sense in a sense. You go for it, and in all the clothes, you do find, like, you know, pocket watches. You do find the odd wallet with, like, some slips in it, some betting slips and whatnot. And clearly, from what you gather, is that people who have been visiting Lord Sherlock Skurlock has been very well-to-do people. No, I was a slip.
Watson, come in here.
Watson,
come in here.
We discuss this.
So there's lots of betting slips. So, but it also does, you know, there's like ladies' gloves as well, and inside maybe there is and that is the interesting thing actually. Thinking as you can see, also there's like necklaces, earrings, like watches and pocket watches, stuff that you won't necessarily take off if you're arriving for a meeting. You know, you get the old coats and stuff like that. So you in this bag that clearly Petra's sort of put together and just like gone out because she had to see you and do stuff. Is that a lot of, again, some high value stuff, not worth like a whole coin or anything, but you've got stuff for like, say, for if you wanted to do any more disguises, you probably could dress up quite well. I'll try and give you that, but yeah, you don't get any like ID identifications and stuff other than like wealthy, rich individuals who were visiting Lord Skurlock.
Do you tell us about the fact that you've got a ghost inside you?
Oh, right, so much. Well, yeah, look, Primula.
Can you tell us anything?
Yeah. Like, I've got so much to tell you. But I think definitely, like, Primula, you gotta help me.
Why?
You gotta help me. There's someone in my head right now.
Oh.
Yeah.
Not you.
It's Roderick. Do you remember Roderick? No, he died. I don't.
Oh, the crows one.
The crows guy who died.
Yes, sort of.
Yeah.
Triggered the whole battle thing.
Yeah, he got super murdered.
The lamp blacks
Where?
and the sword ones.
Well, now he's in my head.
Where?
Yes, Doc.
No, I meant where? Where did he die?
Oh.
Seems pertinent.
Roderick.
Can you talk to Roderick? Sorry, where?
What?
Where there's a moment where you're like, and then it feels like you've been shunted back into the back of a room, seeing almost, and you just hear a very cool, smooth sounding voice coming out of Ware, going like, sorry, right, hello, yes, what Ware is saying is true. I'm Roderick. You're thinking of the red sashes, my dear. The sword-fighting Eruvians. Yes, what he is saying is true. I am, I'm needing your help, and thank goodness your erstwhile leader. I mean, you know, has agreed to this. But there is, and explains the reward to you guys as well.
You will have to vacate.
Assuming...
Sorry, Doctor, you go.
I was just going to say that I hope that, you know, we'll be able to get things a little bit more clearly without going through the filter of Ware. But I think it would be an incredibly useful thing to know where you were killed.
Yeah. Now about that, my memory's a bit hazy. I'm losing my grip on reality the longer I am here. That's the other thing I will also say. Well,
that makes two of you in that body.
Like you. The problem is, the longer I am in possession, like at the front, the more obvious to maybe certain individuals that I am here. So
the
I can only do
spirit
this.
wardens. I'm sure they'd be interested to know that there's a rogue spirit possessing my friend.
I don't want anything with any spirit wardens. Let's keep this brief as you can, Roderick.
Look, this is basically. I appreciate what I've done. Your friend has agreed to a hostage kind of situation, and I am in control of this body. I almost said permanently. No, temporarily.
In the back of Roderick's
the doll is
head
reaching for a
is
candle.
me, just being like, I didn't know that was gonna happen. I didn't know you could do this. God damn it, Roderick.
God,
See how you like it.
He's so annoying, isn't he? Right, listen. Look, all I remember was that I was walking along the canal from Silkshore, probably across the bridge to Crow's Foot. I was on the way back from a poker game, and then I got jumped. There was a bag over my head. I felt pain here, and sort of indicates the neck area on where. And then I think my ribs were broken before I was pushed into the water. And I just remember horrible, dirty water. And that was it.
You drowned.
Body recovered.
Drowned / stabbed. All this stuff.
If you
But I
remember
didn't see
hitting the
you did it.
water, then you
Yes.
probably drowned.
Well, yes. So look, it doesn't matter. Look, where I was between Silkshore and Crow's Foot.
Do you know if your body was recovered?
I do not, and that's a bugger. Because if it has been recovered, then it's going to be tricky for me to find my way out. So once the body has been taken by the spirit wardens, they do all their business, and then then they use me for for stuff. Like, I don't know if you know what they do with ghosts, but it's not nice. Well, the less you know, the better. But it's those who are in possession of ghosts or using ghosts for their own nefarious means which will have consequences on it too. So I think they had planned, whoever wanted to me, was to make sure that I had gone completely. I am now a loose end. I know I was murdered, so it doesn't look good for anyone.
Who would benefit from your death?
Oh, you sitting down? Ah,
No.
Well, okay. You're not the funny one, okay. Look, it's I have 2 lieutenants in charge. They would know where I was going and what I was doing. There's Lissa, and there's Belle. Both of them are reasonable. You know, I'd pick them if I was retiring and stuff, but they never got on. So I don't know if something happened and they decided to frame the other. I don't even know who's in charge of the crows right now, but I assume it's one of them.
Do we know that?
You suspect. I think you have heard that. Yeah, one of the. I think from your conversations with Bazos Baz, talking about the lamp blacks and stuff like, and I'd say you know, if on friendly terms, you would know that the person in charge of the crows just now is Lysa.
Circle her name. Her?
Yeah, her. Yes, her. And Bell, he, him.
Right. And you think that your own people might have murdered you, not one of the lamp blacks or the red sashes?
There's no need for them to murder me. I've rated a piece. Everything was fine in Crow's Foot. I mean, it's not impossible, but if they kill me, then it's a proper act of war.
Right. Yes, I mean, that is what happened.
Well, exactly. And, well, you have met, at least, Bazos Baz. He didn't... Oh, I don't know. Did he seem like the person that wanted to continue a war?
Not really.
No.
What
Good man,
else do
Baz.
you know?
Well, all I know is that I ended up in the canal. I've been hiding out in sewers and drain pipes until there was a word on the grapevine of the other spirits saying there'd been an explosion. There's also... It's not... I don't think it's connected, but there seems to be an increase in, well, not spirits, but echoes. You know how we have the lightning barrier, it stops ghosts coming in and whatnot. Well, sometimes you have like an echo or something that happens, And there's been talk about more of these echoes happening. Sometimes it's like as small as a feeling that you've been here before, but then it's replayed over and over on the same night over and again. There's been talk about people hearing like somebody whistling a tune down one street, and they go and there's no one there. To the point where someone even said they thought they saw like a whole room full of ghosts cheering and singing happy birthday of all things in the middle of a schoolyard. But there's none of the spirits, or at least the ones I've spoken to, know. Like, gathering in such places would be, well, bad for everyone, the spirit wardens would feel. There's more echoes happening.
So echoes are not spirits. They are not.
They're like partial, like a memory. And the ghost field sort of reflects and magnifies it.
Something
And-
that lingers.
Exactly. It's sort of as if stone is memorizing, and the more it happens, the more people get aware of it, and maybe it manifests itself into the full thing, like the birthday party. Look,
There's been more of them.
there's been, well, from what I've heard, it's been happening for about 6 months.
And when did you die?
Rude, pertinent question.
Important.
Relevant.
Last month.
Right. So nothing to do with you then.
Hope not.
I mean, it sounds like we just... And what you want us to dispose of whoever murdered you?
As I said to your leader, I need... The only way I can get past this is justice being served. Find out who killed me and make sure they get what they deserve. Whether that's offing them, framing them for a crime they didn't commit, I don't care.
Seems like
Easy.
it would draw the attention of the spirit warden somewhat if we had another death in the vicinity associated with this person. However, there are other ways of making people disappear, or
You
just
don't
simply
necessarily have
stop
to
being a
kill
problem.
someone.
Indeed.
That cuff like cracks her knuckles like really, really loudly.
Is anybody looking for you?
Don't know. I've been keeping it on the hush hush. But obviously, the longer I stay in this body at the forefront, the more the spirit wardens will know.
One more question.
Mm.
Why us?
Oh, well. Would I say it was your charming erstwhile leader's sort of way
Not
of...
our leader.
I'd
Well-
get Cuff to punch you, but you're in Ware's body.
I'll punch
was-
it. I don't mind. If you want me to punch the ghost, I will. Not because I want to punch Ware, but because
no, it's okay. The doll will just put a hand on Cuff.
He...
I'll steady my breath.
Put it this way. I was heard on the grapevine there was an explosion, and then when I dug a little bit deeper into it, they talked about a new team on the grapevine, and well, it sounded like you four needed a little bit of money, but also were already involved in this war. And I felt I can't go to the Lampblacks, can't go to the Red Sashes. No way would I go into the Crowfoots. Here's my inn.
Okay. Works
Now.
for me. Can we have Ware back? At this
Quite like
point,
this
the
bodies.
doll will reach into a drawer and pull out a spirit bottle,
Yeah.
which is a whisper item that is
Yeah.
used to trap spirits. And she'll
Yeah.
just hold it and go, "Can we have Ware back now?"
Oh, you're no fun, darling. Like, eyes roll back, and suddenly you're back in the room.
Roderick,
We don't have a good track record with people that call people darling.
No.
oh, Primula, you can save me, can't you?
Yes, of course, if I want to.
Right, do you want to?
Well, not right now. It seemed useful.
Right, yeah. Well, okay, but just, don't let him take over my body again. It's weird.
You let him take over your body.
Well, no, but I didn't know he could just, you know, be in. No, I didn't. Oh, I didn't.
I can take you out of your body if that would help.
Where would I be?
In the bottle.
No, I'm good. Do you know what? It's cool, actually. I'm fine. I'm used to weird stuff now. Hanging out with you. Yeah, it's fine. Where's Delia?
Who?
I've never heard of a Delia.
I was a small gnome here, and its bum was sort of crouching, and then its butt pulling its trousers down.
I don't remember them. Do you, Doctor?
I don't know what
They
you're
were-
talking about, and I'm just trying to think whether gaslighting is on Lines and Veils sheet.
With that, I think we'll go to our break because it's past. I just realised what the time
Oh
was.
my gosh.
Definitely going to gaslight Ware into thinking that they made up a gnome.
But now all I will say is that we've got what the task is. We'll come back to the actual engagement stuff like that. But yes, so there you go. But we're going to pass it over to do our lore drop, if that's okay.
Lovely.
I'm excited for
Harmony.
Okay, this lore drop. Right, look. Gotta be honest with you. I forgot I was doing a lore drop. I didn't prep a lore drop. I was like, let's do a lore drop about doors. So here's a lore drop genuinely about doors. Some of you might be familiar with this, but I believe that at least some of our players here are not. So Bates, who I know knows it.
Let's do it.
We're gonna set you a little puzzle. Emily Bates, you are the contestant on today's lovely quiz show.
Look, I've got doors. These can be doors.
That's amazing.
I've got 5 of them, just
good.
so you know.
Maybe you should be the host. You've got
me
the
to be the
doors.
host?
Yeah, you be the host.
Okay.
I'm a contestant on a quiz show. Oh, I'm so excited.
Oh, there are 5 doors in front of you.
Why the no? There should be 3.
There's 5 now. It's
Oh,
same
shit.
thing. It works with all the numbers. Oh, do you want to? We'll do it. 3 is easier. 3 is easier.
Do the traditional because
Maybe
it's
just did a hold.
Yeah.
What is
Yeah.
going on?
Here are your 3 doors. Yellow,
3 doors?
white, and blue.
They look great.
Behind one door is
Yeah.
a car. You win a car.
I win a car. Oh my god.
The other 2 doors, however,
Yeah.
is a goat.
Oh, no one wants a
You
goat.
don't want to win a goat because they'll eat everything you
No.
own. That's the reason.
Oh,
That's how goats do.
Winning a car. Winning a car.
I
Okay.
need you to pick a door.
Okay. Right. 1 in 3 chance. Okay, it's not great odds, but I am going to go with the blue door, please.
Blue door. Fantastic. That's great to know.
on, come on.
What I am now going to do.
Yeah.
You've picked the blue door. That's
Yeah,
what
yeah.
you went with your gut.
I hope the car is behind the blue door.
I am now going to remove a door that does not have a car behind it.
Oh.
And I'm going to remove
Right.
the yellow door.
The yellow.
Now.
You're going to reveal the goat.
And reveal that
little
there's a
goat.
goat in the yellow door. Yeah.
Oh.
There are no. I haven't. If I'd had time, I'd have put little pictures of goats and cars.
That'd have been
Now, I have a question
Yeah.
for you, Shamini.
Yeah.
You've already picked the blue door.
Yeah.
I'm going to offer you an option right now.
Right.
Would you like to swap?
What, to the white door? Mm-hmm. You know what's behind them all, don't you?
I know what's behind all the doors.
Yeah. And you've shown me a goat.
Mm-hmm.
Goat's gone.
And now it's a 50-50 chance, right?
But you knew it was a goat. I would like to ask the audience, please.
I will say,
Surely
Emily
ma-
decided which door the car was behind before this all started.
Surely
Fiona,
mathematically,
Holly, Lou. Oh, Holly's getting mathematical. Yes, come on, Holly,
This is it,
come
Holly.
on.
Let's go.
Come on.
surely mathematically, it's better to change now.
yeah. Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
I also think that.
I
Yeah,
think
why?
So, yeah.
Well, it's like you've got a 1 in 3 chance to pick the car, and now you've got a 1 in 2 chance to pick the car.
Ah, I like that.
Are you okay?
That is
Yeah.
kind of technically the stats behind
Yes. Yeah, that is
Yeah.
that is like basically it. So this is the Monty Hall problem. This is a variation of sort of different mathematical puzzles, and this is obviously this sort of game show setup. I think someone wrote into a statistical article in 1975, and were like, right, here we go. And this particular problem, which you are correct, it is statistically better to change door because when you first pick, it's, as you said, it's 1 in 3 chance. You might think that now, well, it's 50-50, so it doesn't make any difference. But of course, the host knew which one they were taking away.
Yes.
So once they've removed the other goat, it's much more likely to be, I think it's actually a 2/3 chance
so
if you swap this,
basically
right? It's
the way
50-50.
the way I've always visualized it that makes sense to me. Let me bring my doors back. When you pick, there is the door you pick has a 33% chance of being the car. The all of the doors that you don't pick have a 66% chance.
Yeah.
So when you remove one of them, this one still has a 66% chance of being the car. Because there had to be a car behind one of those. Well, there was a 66% chance that it was behind one of those. You've removed one of them, but this doesn't become more likely because you've removed
the
one
other
of
one
them.
does.
This one is still 66%. This one is still 33% because of how it started. You should always swap. The same goes even if it's 100 doors and they removed everything but one. You should always swap. It comes down to the deal or no deal thing as well.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah,
it is slightly different around deal or no deal, in that you are doing the picking and things like that. So it's slightly different, but in general, I think it is better to swap. But it doesn't actually deal or no deal. The statistics don't add up.
Doesn't work.
Because there's numbers in all of them. It's not like it's only if you treat like one number as good and all the rest as bad, which isn't really the case. But yeah, I love the Monty Hall problem because it doesn't make sense.
It's very counterintuitive, and like you guys are on it, but like a lot of people have spent a lot of time arguing. Like, no, that can't be right. Like,
it's 50-50
absolutely not
now.
right.
Like, it doesn't matter. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Like seriously, like Nobel Prize winners, like scientists, PhDs are there being like, this just can't be right. But it has been mathematically proven to be right, and they've done computer models and stuff. Yeah. And there's a couple of like explanations of why people would prefer not to switch, because if you've already decided and then you're wrong, at least you haven't like actively decided to change and then like lost something.
That's why deal or no deal, I would never swap in deal or no deal, because I made the choice.
If you'd have been holding the $250,000 the whole time and then you got rid of it, you just feel awful.
I'd take an offer really early on in deal or no deal. The minute there was like a 5-digit offer, I'd be like, I'm out, I don't care. And if I had 250, I'd be like, I would have never have got there. I would never get that. Anyway.
But my favourite thing that I didn't know about the Monty Hall problem is this was in the Wikipedia article. There's a link to a paper, and the title of the paper is "Are Birds Smarter Than Mathematicians?" Pigeons perform optimally on a version of the Monty Hall dilemma. So they gave pigeons the Monty Hall problem over and over again, and eventually the pigeons kind of like got the hang of the fact that like if you switch it's better, and they eventually were able to learn through trial and error the optimal strategy. But the humans didn't. Like the humans, given the same like over and over again, which is like, but no.
That's probably down to like the level we think that humans have, like, you know, consciousness and like ability to like the theory of mind, right? So I don't believe pigeons show theory of mind. So pigeons don't go, this is my thought and this is your thought. They are separate things. Whereas humans do. There are only certain animals that they can prove have theory of mind. So I think it's probably along those lines. But that's amazing because that means they follow statistics more innately than we do. Yeah. Because we've got a brain being like, I'm special.
Yeah. Our brains are like, no. I know the answer to this. So yes, that is the Monty Hall problem. Go look it up and brain tease your friends. It can make people's brains melt. It's
Fun fact, Shamini picked the door with the car behind when she first picked.
No way.
So she swapped, she would have got
Science and maths is wrong.
It's
wrong.
Because
let me down.
I should have put little pictures of them on the back and then we could have actually done that.
This was very last minute. But thank you so much for joining us for Act 1, Part 1 of Chapter 3. We will go for a short break now and we will be back in a few minutes.
Bye.
Ooh.
Tilly, it's happening again.
The door burst open with the arrival of the dame. She was all over the place, like a ferret in a biscuit factory.
We don't have time for this, bud. We've got to go. There's a demon in the village.
A demon? I see you've met my ex.
No, Tilly, seriously, we've got to go. There's a demon and... It does look a bit like your ex-husband, actually.
What, like Graham?
Oh, it does actually look a bit like Graham.
Oh, no. Oh, I'm a bit sad now.
Do you want to do more of your detective bit?
Yeah, I will. She had legs like a good mystery. Misleading, like two sinewy red herrings. I didn't know what she was doing in my office. but I knew I needed to hand in my badge and my gun. Wait, wrong trope.
Tilly, we need to start the investigation now. Come on, let's go.
Right,
Come on,
okay, I'm coming,
let's go.
I'm coming.
Hello, we're back. Oh, that was a cheeky little trailer for Holly Likes Games' charity stream this weekend, Sunday at 7 p.m. Holly, do you want to tell people a little bit more about what's going on?
Yeah, I will. Thank you so much, Emily. Yeah, we are playing a game of Clock Tower. It's actually already been played and recorded and edited by the incredible Terry Lamongi. And basically, we've got this game of Blood on the Clock Tower with an absolutely crazy stacked cast. We'll be playing it live, or streaming it live. It's already been played on Sunday the 30th. So this Sunday at 7 p.m. UK time. It is also the day that all the clocks change. So keep that in mind. Yep. And we'll be raising money for a fantastic London-based charity called 1 in 4, who are just an absolutely exceptional charity. So please, if you are free, and also in the 2 days afterwards, I'll be keeping up as a VOD for a couple of days, and hopefully we can draw up as many donations as possible. Maybe if there's loads of support for it, I'll add it to a private YouTube link, and we can maybe raise some more money selling some tickets to it that way. But yeah, absolutely, all of the donations will go 100% to 1 in 4. And yeah, please join us. It's got a crazy cast. It's story told by myself and the incredible Tilly Steele. It features... I'm doing this because you're above me in my layout, but I don't know where you are.
No, you're right. You're right above. Yeah. Above is right.
But with the wonderful Emily Bates, as well as, I mean, so many people. Let's see if I can remember them all. Becca Scott, Emily Bates, Em Montgomery, Electra, Helen, Terry Lamongi's also playing, Lucy Dixon, Evie Rose Lane, Kirsty, who am I missing? Mara Joy, Sydney Emmanuel, and one other person. Oh my god,
Kirsty,
Carla. Lovely Carla. Yeah, so we've got 12 incredible players, and then me and Tilly storytelling, and it'd be awesome to see you there on twitch.tv/Holly Likes Games 13 on Sunday.
It was very fun. You should all go watch it.
I just really like that. That trailer was amazing.
Isn't it so good?
I was playing it earlier, and then when it got to like the boom, 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 boom at the end, like Baby Nightbot was just like dancing.
It's
like, I had to play it again, just like the end bit for the boom, boom, boom music.
The bit where you're like,
Job
do you want to go back into your detective thing? And she's like, yeah, I do, and then just goes. It gets me every time. It's so good. So good. Yeah, stunning stuff. Please do go check it out. While we're talking about Clock Tower, I'll just do the quick plug now. We're playing Clock Tower next week at 7 p.m. So actually, Holly, if you've still got it up then, we can maybe push people to it next week on Tuesday.
Yeah, absolutely. So I could leave it up for another day.
Yeah. Because Holly will be joining us for that. And Lou, I think maybe you as well. Yes. Yep. They won't leave now. We've got them. We've got them in the spirit bottle.
Tuesday,
booked,
mate.
RPGeeks. Every woman on the internet. Yes, that's what it was, Andy. We got all of the women.
All 12 of them. Yep.
Yeah. It was 14 actually.
14. Sorry.
We ignored some of these other ones. Right. With that said, Fiona, would you like to lead us back into Blood and Fog, a Blades in the Dark story?
Oh, social deduction. Yeah, none of that. More murder. Yes, let's go. More murder.
Ghosts.
So
there might be murder.
There might be murder. There's definitely ghosts. So yes,
demons.
There might be demons. Who knows? I'm just adding them all in. So team, you have your heist sort of given to you. You have been charged with Roderick's ghost, who's currently possessing Ware, to find out who killed them, and to once you find that out, to frame them. If you do so, they will give you basically the details for their own little stash hideaway, so to speak. You've got a little bit of information and tidbits from them as well. So let's go to the first stage of the engagement role and planning, the mounted little planning that we're doing. So I'm going to give you the options again of the 6 types of operations you can do. And so once you pick those, I'm going to ask you what the detail of the plan is going to be. Now remember, you can also gather information like we've done in the previous 2 things. You can use any contacts you have, hold on, anything like that, and we can go through it then and there before we make the engagement roll as well. So just so you know, The 6 types of operations we have are assault, deception, stealth, occult, social, and transport. I'll go through the details of each of them now. So assault means do violence to a target, and I will need the details of the point of the attack. Deception, lure, trick, or manipulate. The detail is the method of the deception. Stealth, trespass unseen. We need the detail of the point of infiltration. Occult, engage a supernatural power. The detail is the arcane method. Social is negotiate, bargain, or persuade. The detail is what the social connection is. And then finally, transport is carry cargo or people through danger. The detail is the routes and means.
Can I just check something on this?
Of course,
because we're also part of the mission feels like it's the working out who did it. And then also the justice kind of portion. Do we need to have the same approach for both, or is it kind of like how we're starting the approach, and then because it might be that like we can gather information about who did it one way, and then just go to assault to like murder them all?
Yeah, exactly. I think that's what it sounds like kind of what we did a little bit last time, was like we do the gathering of information and then decide. I think I was just laying out my stall of operation first.
I got it. Yeah, that makes
sense. So
if
people go, I know what we're going to do. We're going to say, for example, we're going to assault. No matter who it is, we'll find them and do violence with them. If someone's already got that, that's great. And then you do the gathering information. I'm just laying out what the operation types were. Okay. But yeah, I'm going to hand it over to you guys. What do people feel like they want to do? Do they have a plan in mind, or do we want to gather some information? Hand it over to you.
I think the doll will sort of start talking and then sort of turn to Ware and go, maybe you shouldn't be here for this bit.
What? Why not?
Well, Roderick will be listening. And we might not want him to know.
Right. But he's like the client.
Yes, and we don't normally talk about our plans in front of the client, do we?
But he lives... What am I going to do?
Look for Delia.
You remember Delia?
Who's Delia?
I'm going out, and I'm getting some food, and I'm getting some drink, goddammit. And Ware is going to storm out the door.
Yeah. You hear in your head Ware goes, yeah, probably best. I understand. No one will trust me. That's probably why I'm dead.
I think that makes sense.
We've been burnt before. That's all.
I mean, fair. Yeah. I think it's easiest to find out about someone's murder if you have a body. It's kind of stage 1 for most murder investigations, and my contact is a corpse thief. So I want to know if they have recovered any bodies out of a river recently.
Yeah. Snaps for the doctor. Yeah.
Yeah, we love it. We love it.
Sounds good. So as always with gathering information, I'm not going to make you roll for it. I'm going to ask you either if you want to take stress or coin, or maybe do a devil's bargain with me. I feel for this, because your your relationship with your associate is one of financial. I think like you ask them to bring you body parts and then dispose of them within a couple of hours. That's sort of what we established canon last time. I'm just going to say it's going to take a coin to talk to this person out of hours without the regular shipment. So you can talk to them, but it will cost you some money.
I mean, I think that's fair. I mean, to be honest, I think whether mechanically or just whatever, I think it probably just interacting with them in general causes me stress. Probably don't like it. It's a means to an end. But I think, yes, I think you're right. The arrangement we have is financial. I don't think they would do it otherwise. So yes, that makes sense.
Where, I guess, frame it up for me where you would normally meet them or have this drop off, because I feel like from what we said before, they come to the lair itself. Do you ask to meet them somewhere, or something like that? Again, this is more of a montage thing. I'm not going to make you roleplay throughout the whole thing, but I just where you would go for this.
I don't think that we always meet in the same place. Because if someone's always bringing bodies to somewhere, that's going to start leaving a trail, especially when you've got spirit wardens and things about. So I think, sometimes, I'll meet them somewhere with a wagon, or sometimes they'll come to the hideout, or sometimes maybe whatever research that needs to be done, I can do in, field work kind of wise, and then take notes and not actually have to have it with me at all. So I think I can, and I think maybe each time we meet, we leave some sort of note or indication about where the next place is going to be meeting. So maybe I put a little note. I think I met them in an alleyway last time, didn't I? I did that in the opening montage last week. So perhaps I put a little message in the alleyway saying what it is I'm looking for.
Oh, I see.
See if he's got anything on his docket. See if he's found anything waterlogged, mail about his physical description.
I think, yes. So let's say, so you've left that sort of note or that sort of missive, like when you sort of next meet. And so you know you're meeting up with this individual. What did you say their name was again? What did it say on the...
His name is Eckerd.
Eckerd. So yes, you know that your next meeting point is with Eckerd. And I think maybe, again, we'll sort of roll this into a little bit. Like when you do that pickup stuff, you add a little bit of extra coin to the drop-off point. The next meetup point you have is with Eckerd is at Gaddock Station. So this big sort of train station where things sort of coming out. There's lots of steam and stuff like that. So lots of noise and stuff. And you know that often when Eckerd puts stuff here, it's usually like a locker of some sort. Usually like a cold bag of some sort, on top of other bits and pieces, in almost like I don't want to say like a mail room, but those where you put your luggage in and you leave for the day, that sort of vibe. You go to your normal spot. You don't see Eckerd anywhere, but you open the usual locker, and inside, along with maybe your usual delivery of stuff, he has written a little bit, sort of almost like not an account, but sort of clearly has used different like handwriting, so it won't be traced back, to say to you that he has not picked out anything from the canal deliberately, and actually hasn't at all, because the spirit wardens have been quite on the prowl along the lakeside, the sort of riverways and waterways, certainly around Silkshore recently. He says that there's been heightened activity, so a lot of the bodies he's been getting for your purposes and maybe some other people's purposes have been from different cemeteries and various places around. He's not touched the water at all. So
that's fascinating.
I guess the information for you then is that you have not received any waterlogged bodies, but no body certainly has been dragged out from, well, I guess it's me inferring it a little bit, but if the spirit wardens are still patrolling the waterways, indicates that nobody has been taken from the water. So maybe he hasn't found his body yet. But again, that's a very big extrapolation from that, but if they're on high alert searching the riverways, they're clearly looking for something.
I think if the good doctor tells us that, then the doll will sort of say, maybe we should take a trip to the bridge. And basically, I'm going to ask you about this because this is something we haven't done yet, but I wasn't quite sure the difference between like my ritual and just general trying to attune to the ghost field.
Yeah.
Because what I'd quite like to do with Roderick talking about these echoes that keep like happening, I'd quite like to go to the bridge and try and tap into the ghost field and try and like recreate the echo of his death. And if that means bringing Ware along as well to have Roderick there to kind of increase the like likelihood of it, the doll will do it. But yeah, that's kind of I don't know if that's too far for an attune roll or if that's.
I think put it this way, because it's gathering information. I will make you make the attune roll. Well, let's lay it out. So attuning is you're anyone can do this. I will say this, not just the whisper, but anyone can attune to the ghost field and manipulate it in some way. And what you're doing, you're using your abilities as whisper. So it's not a ritual because you're not making it specific, but you are trying to almost like relive and see it from your own view and trying to find any echoes there. So I really like that idea. I would say, I think the payment for this, I'm going to ask for 2 stress. On top of the roll, because that will indicate the success in that. What I would say, I'll give you a devil's bargain. I'll give you another dice to your pool for a tune. But if you bring Ware along, and that Roderick is at the forefront, meaning that the consequence is if you fail, the spirit wardens will definitely find you, and their clock will tick up. And I will say, your clock is on 3 out of 4, with higher authorities knowing you are there. So it is a risk. I'm not saying it's a big risk. But the devil bargain is that you get an extra thing because you've got that strong connection there. But look, if you fail, then the spirit wardens will know you've been here and will tick up. But you can still do it without wear there. It just might be a lesser effect.
I've got
And
good
a lesser
attune.
dice pool. Yes, exactly.
I'm gonna take the bargain.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's frame this up.
Big
Let's frame this up quickly. So who's there with you?
take
Like,
everyone.
what does it look like?
Yeah.
Everyone's there with you?
I think
I
I'd
would
take
like-
everyone. I think I'd ask for where to sort of stand next to me, Cuff and maybe the good doctor to be one end of the bridge, and Cuff to be the other as kind of a lookout for like spirit wardens and things like that. And then I think where the doll will turn to Ware and go, "I'm sorry, he needs to start talking to me now."
I think Ware has been reluctantly dragged back from a really nice meal and is slightly drunk and very indignant. Oh, no! Now you want me to come along? No. And, like, I think because he's drunk, like, Roderick... Excuse me.
Yeah, you tell him.
The doll will
You
go,
tell him. No, you tell him. Of
Is Roderick drunk as well?
course he is. Yeah, of course.
This is fantastic. The doll will sort of, on the way, turn to the doctor and go, "It's actually fascinating because that means it's purely the effects of the body that are causing the drunkenness, and it's affecting the spirit within the body." I can't hear you
can't
at
hear you,
all,
Lou.
Doctor, but
I said, do give me any notes that you take.
yes, I will.
Spirits on spirits!
Spirits,
Spirits on spirits on spirits.
spirits on spirit.
All right. How many dice are you rolling?
So I
for
have
this?
2 in a tune myself.
Yeah.
I have 2 dots and then another one for the Devil's Bargain.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's 3. And so so I'm just saying again, just so we got it. So yeah, this is a risky standard roll. So you've got the greater, but you're getting a greater effect because you've taken that Devil's Bargain with Ware being there with Roderick. But obviously the consequence is that the spirit wardens will turn up if you roll badly. So you need to roll high on this. So good luck.
There's no other way of making it
Come on, babes.
higher. If I put my spirit mask on as a whisper, does that help?
That's just an item, yeah?
It's an item. It's a whisper item that helps you attune
add
with
it-
the field.
You can add another d6 to it. I'm always happy to do that.
yeah.
I will say then for the actual heist, you might have a less slot
Yeah, that's
for it.
fine.
It's not part of the heist. I'm just making sure, yeah.
Yeah. She will pull out a mask that looks exactly like her face, but is completely smooth. There's no cracks on it, and just sort of place it over. And it's one of those ones that it looks like it should fall off, but it is perfectly like sculpted along her face.
Okay.
And there's no
Rolling.
and it's flat on the eyes as well. Like there's no eye holes in it. It's
Ooh,
just a
horrible. All right, best of luck.
yeah. Okay. I got a 6. Bad other ones, but I did get 1 6.
1 6, so it's successful. Amazing.
I have got 2 1s. I don't know if that.
No, it's the
Doesn't- okay.
highest of the roll. It's the highest of the dice. That's why the more dice you have in the pool, the better it is.
I saw the 1s first, and I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
The
Spirit
6
wardens
was the
attack.
extra one. It was the bargain one. It was
It
a
was
good
the
job.
bargain. Yes, exactly. All right. So yeah, you have Roderick, come towards you, and it's thankfully it's just a flicker of him there. Again, he's reeling ever so slightly. There's a mixture of interchange between Ware and Roderick because of the drunkenness, but you manage to grab on I almost imagine like a thread of some sort. You have that, and then as you sort of you can cast the spell you have with your mask on, a tune. Sorry, you put your hands on the bridge itself. And suddenly you sort of hit back to the actual bridge itself, holding this thread of this spirit with you, and you start to see other things, other sort of almost like going backwards. Like you see carriages going backwards with their own goats. You see people sort of jovially looking around. You see individuals like being chased by different things. But again, all this backwards motion until you sort of go back to the night you believe is, and you sort of hold and pause, looking around this almost like grayscale effect. Everything starts to sort of flicker a little bit like an old sort of film, being sort of on the sort of just as it's sort of turning. Again, it's almost that stop motion effect, and you see a gentleman looking like Roderick walking down the street itself, a little bit woozy, clutching in his hands like some winnings that he got from the poker game itself. Behind, you see an individual following him. you sort of see sort of a shroud, a mask on their own face themselves with a hood. And then behind them, another person as well. They sort of come almost as if they sort of were tailing this individual. There's Roderick coming up behind. And then suddenly they set upon him, holding him down, putting the mask on, with one individual like holding back Roderick, whilst the other one goes around, sort of spits under the mask on his shoe, and then goes up with the knife to sort of slash his throat. And together they both throw him off the bridge. And it's all happened sort of in front of you. You can't stop it at all, but you feel this thread, and you go, must let go, and you let go as soon as the body sort of hits the water, and Roderick sort of reels back into Ware's face, and Ware comes back to themselves. Successful, no ticks on the Spirit Warden's clock.
Did I see any discerning features in any, or like clothing on the people that might help identify them?
You saw the cloaks themselves. I think both of them were sort of like a dark green cloak, big hoods. Both of them had very traitors. Both of them have a little emblem of a crow on it, but the masks are the things that are important. One mask is one of what looks like a fox, and that was the individual that was holding them back, and the other person who's wearing a mask looked to be that of a rabbit, sort of like, again, the rabbit-ish features, but no ears.
Okay. Once Ware is sobered up, we should ask about that with Roderick.
Okay. So you have sort of information of the two individuals that were sort of tailing Roderick that night. I just want to check with anyone else. Does anyone else want to gather information?
Do we have any way of gathering? Would gathering the information from Roderick around whether he knows anything about the fox and the rabbit?
I think he's given you as much as he can because he doesn't remember. What I'd say is that you can do some gathering about like where the crows are. You think you've definitely narrowed it down to being the crows from those emblems. Maybe like where their hideout is. If there's any way of going in there, perhaps finding more evidence, that would be part of the heist. You know, that sort of vibe of that. Talking to if they've got any other, if they're doing any heists themselves, and maybe infiltrating that way. So you've got a bit about the information. It's now where do you target these people, or find evidence from them. Maybe finding the masks or the cloaks or anything like that, or the murder weapon of a knife.
I would like to the symbol. So first I'd like to find some crows, either by looking out for sort of visual giveaways or by asking around casually and finding out who some of them are, and then I'd like to trail them.
Just so I've got the crows as in members of the crows rather than just bird crows. I just want to make sure.
Yeah, all right. No, your idea's better. Yeah, no, your thing's better. Yeah.
No. Because I remember us talking about a bell and cloisters last time. That's why I have to double check everything, make sure I've got it right. I'm gonna spend some alcohol. Oh, wait, to blow fire? No, don't be silly, Fiona. Okay, like I'm so every time I'm like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? So, okay, you're gonna find members of the crows and tail them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Another day, birds. Another day.
Caca. So what are you trying to find out as a result?
Key location. So hideout location,
Nice.
And then also, if I can find out who the lieutenants are specifically, I want to know where they live, or do they live at the hideout? Like,
Interesting.
where do they seem to go at night?
Maybe following their schedules, perhaps. That's good, yeah. I'm not going to make you roll for it, because Roderick will also be there giving you a bit of information.
Oh, yeah, he knows. What am I trying to find? I'm like,
no.
Such an idiot.
But his memory's not as good. And also, they might have changed stuff since he's no longer in charge. You know, things change rapidly. So what I'm going to say to you, you're also gathering information. If you take for me 3 stress, because you have to have Roderick constantly in your ear going, I can't believe they've done this. Look what they've done to the place, from looking at. So you take that sort of 3 stress. So for the next couple of hours, maybe this is where, again, you go and get a drink and stuff like that, and like hide, do your own little stakeout with Roderick in your ear.
I'm casing joints, for later breaking and entering.
Easy enough. There's 2 areas that you think are basically the hideout itself you know it is part of, or you find out through various sort of like sitting around, going and eating in places, and maybe talking to people, following some crows, is a place called the Sidearm Public House, which is a sort of multi-level restaurant that is just off Crow's Foot. Yeah, you can see like it's like lots of buildings like interconnected in a way. There's secret doors and all that sort of thing from what Roderick was sort of saying, and you can sort of see again it has a very nice menu outside.
Menu,
little light on it. And so you think, and you look up, and there's actually catwalks around these buildings. It's almost like a square. And you have these sort of buildings and stuff. So you think there's like different levels to the restaurant. So obviously depending on maybe how wealthy you are, or maybe if clients maybe get seated in different places, from what you know. So that's one place where you think that's the main basis of operations. And so any maybe offices, Roderick said his office was in the Sidearm Public House. And unless there's been a big change, maybe whoever's leading Lysa is probably still there, but you never know. The other place that he does recommend you look into, which you probably do, again, you maybe stake out the places, but is a place called Thick Wrist Patterns, which is a tattoo shop near the Ink Rake Alley. This sort of basically, unlike the restaurant, the public house, this is almost like a tunnel. Think about it like almost like Waterloo Tunnel, the bridge underneath it, where it has sort of interconnected basements that have like tattoo artists that do like very special commissions and stuff. And what you gather, and maybe this is where the extra stress that sort of comes in, is that Bell, so second in command, loves getting tattoos. That's kind of his vice. And you can see there are patterns on the walls of various intricate bits of art, sleeves, a bit of leg sort of design, stuff like that. And a couple of them you see have like, and again, I say photos, there's sort of more drawings, but it has the likeness of Belle as you sort of look in and see. But those are the sort of two main areas. In terms of the schedules, it's very hard to pin down Belle and Lysa's like schedules necessarily, but the crows operate sort of 24/7. The people that you kind of see, so it would make sense that they probably would stay around these two areas, like, or at least the area where the pub is, and then maybe in their off time, at least Belle would come to the tattoo place.
Nice, love it.
Mm-hmm.
This feels more and more like we're going social.
Mm-hmm.
Or occult, if there's something that we can do ghosty wise.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
So
That's a
let me just
tricky
get that
one.
back up again.
Them. We could haunt them a little bit. We could do
A Scrooge, like you killed this person, ghost
Yes.
of Christmas.
Yes.
Present and future.
Yes.
Wait. What if it was disguise and we were disguising ourselves as ghosts?
So
as the three
disguised
ghosts.
as a cult.
I mean,
Why are there three ghosts?
But I
Thing is,
mean,
there
we
actually
do
is a
have
ghost.
Roderick. Like,
Roderick is the ghost of the person they killed. We just need to like see if they look guilty when he's like, "You've killed me." But
oh, why have I frozen?
that works better in a world where like there aren't just ghosts. Where they're like, "Yeah, we know
I like that. That's awesome.
you're a ghost."
Conjuring the spirit of Roderick.
So it sounds like you're going down the occult route, which is engage a supernatural power and the detail of the arcane method. So I get it right. You're using your client, Roderick,
We're using a ghost.
Yeah.
to get a confession out of.
There's more to it than that. Look,
Yeah.
there's more to it. There's obviously there's a whole like show thing going on where they feel like they're
trying to
being
guilt
haunted by
them.
terrifying powers. There's like lights going on and off. Like we're all there hiding, like creating all these
This
like
sounds like
terrifying
it's more
effects.
stealth than a cult.
Like, I'm not. Don't get me wrong. I love the ghost idea. I just making sure that you guys. So
I
yeah,
think we
stealth
should.
is
Can
trespassing
we
scene.
talk about it? Because I don't think we're talking about it.
Yeah.
I think we're just saying things and going. And I know we're meant to go, but we're trying to decide which one we're doing. Because if we do a cult, we should be summoning ghosts and like actually using ghosts, not just trying to convince him that there are ghosts, which we could do.
Which
but
is
I
more
think that's
socially.
stealth. I would say
think
that's stealth.
stealthy. I also think stealth is good for like finding evidence in the
I feel like this might
place.
be more of a stealth one, but like leaning into like stealthy occult. It keeps saying
stealthy occult. Because if we know, I don't know, I'm wondering if there's any physical evidence of who did it if we.
Yeah, I still think finding the body would be a good idea. But if we have to sneak around spirit wardens to try and if they're somehow
what's finding the body
sweeping-
going to help us with at this point? Because at this point
just
we've
wondered
seen
what-
how he died. Like he got
We've
his
seen how
throat
he
slit and
died.
thrown in the water.
But we don't have any. We can't go. Thinking about Shamini's plan of kind of like trying to get a confession out of them, we can't say, "Oh, my
got
friend
murdered.
had like a scary bridge vision, and we know that you did it."
But
like
if
there
we
might be
have
some
the
actual
body,
evidence.
we're not going to bring the body and be like, "Look, we have the body," right? Or are we?
I think sort of like throwing a body at someone's feet is pretty.
I think we'll
way
get
of Getting
arrested.
someone to talk.
Well, I mean, put it this way: if it sounds like the spirit wardens haven't found the body, so if you're able to find a body and be like, "It's Roderick,"
Yeah.
and you put
Yeah.
it in someone's office,
Still
then
might get
call it-
arrested.
yeah. No. I'm just saying it's not a
Yeah, I
bad
like that.
idea. I guess the other thing is like if you're going down almost like a get a confessional with the ghost sort of thing, infiltrating that public house, getting into the room where where it might have happened and getting evidence. Like why would they kill Roderick? Is something as well.
I think stealth might be the way because we can stealth
Yeah.
into the place,
Yeah.
find some stuff,
Yeah.
and then maybe stealth to like freak them out. And
Once
prove
we
that they
know,
did it.
like, yeah, let's look.
we might
find
find
some
the
evidence
murder
first.
weapon, put it on their desk stealthily, and then they freak out, and then we stealth away. stealth.
Like
And we've
like
got to
Beth
frame
it.
them as well.
Like
Yeah.
Beth it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This is the dagger you see
It's-
before you.
this is the dagger.
Yeah.
Here are the ghosts of Christmas, past, present, and future. We're doing
And
all
Roderick.
the ghost tropes
Yeah.
in one.
Yes.
but not a
Great.
cult.
No,
Okay.
that would be
Sound
ridiculous.
Importantly, not a cult.
But I can also we can do a weird occult thing if we need to. We're focusing on the stealthy. Yeah.
Yes, I think
Correct,
that's
yeah.
the right way.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. So
Agreed.
stealth, trespass, unseen. So the point, so the detail I need from you guys is the point of infiltration. How are you getting, like, again, all I've given you is these sort of two locations that you found out is this public house, a sidearm, and the thick wrist patterns as well. These are two places that have been known to be frequented by both these associates. Belle is more connected to the thick wrist patterns tattoo shop, but they're both in the sidearm. So I'm guessing, how are you getting into the crows? Like, how are you sort of infiltrating them?
I feel like because is it Lissa?
Lissa.
Lissa.
Yeah. Lots of L's in this game.
I've just
but yes,
written
Lissa.
Lysa, and I'm not sure if that's right. But
Close.
I feel like because they're the leader, she had the most to gain. So I would suggest we focus on the one that she's in as well. And it might be that it is Belle, but to me that seems like the biggest lead we've got is that she's now the boss. So we don't have any other reason to suspect one over the other, do we?
Isn't like that you just saw two individuals that had a fox mask and a rabbit's mask.
Could be
The
both.
rabbit
Could be
the-
both,
the
yeah, for
rabbit-
sure. Yeah.
The rabbit mask was the one that did the actual damage, but the fox mask was helping.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it could well just be both, and in which case it doesn't make a difference, I guess. Unless Belle's easier to crack, I don't know. Or ring, wait. Sorry.
I feel like we could obviously get in the building because we could maybe just try out the delicious menu. Find out more about this whole menu situation. Very important. I could finally use some actual sneaking stats.
Yeah.
Like that would be an exciting novelty for us all.
Well, you've got Roderick being like, you're doing great.
yeah, God, this is great. I knew this is a weakness in the system.
I never
Get it
want
sorted.
Roderick to leave.
Try the pork.
Try the pork.
Yeah,
Oh, it's
I
my
am
favourite.
Honestly,
I
the
am
crackling
100%, yeah.
top tier.
Nom, nom, nom. Yeah.
Roderick will be doing the ordering for all of us based on his recommendations. And then he can
Roderick special. Yeah.
tell me where to sneak around to, for example, his old office. And I feel like there's then a lot of opportunities for creating distractions, sneaking more if I know where to be like, sneak here, come on, join me here. And or using some creepy ghost shit, setting up some creepy ghost.
So it sounds
stuff.
like point of infiltration. You're going to go to the sidearm public house.
Dinner.
Where is going to using Roderick sort of helping you. He's going to try and get up to Roderick's old office and see if you can get in and find some stuff. Checking with the other three of you. What are you doing? Are you going with Ware and Roderick, or are you doing your own thing?
I am
just wanna
not
check.
a stealthy that kind of character,
Doesn't-
so I'm wondering
doesn't
whether I
matter.
go in as like maybe with someone else as like a patron of the establishment, just to be in the building should shit go down. Because I feel like, how do we all stealth in? Like, that feels very
Well, I feel
obvious.
like we wait and see who's where and where we need to
You're
be.
where?
You're Ware.
Right.
Who's where?
The other thing could be is that, you know, whilst you don't have your own crew contract Lydra with you, you've got connections that you could be like, we need to have a meeting with the crows. I'm sure Bazos Baz could give you an introduction as well. Because like this is the thing, is you've got ways to get to people, so you don't have to be like, oh, I'm just there and then cutting to action. You could be literally distracting people away from the office, doing something like that as well. Like that, I guess again, it's just me thinking about it, but like the Doctor, you're quite a well-known face now because you've been looking in the crews and Crow's Foot because you were sort of like the one looking at the spark and stuff. Maybe you are going to go to the crows on the pretense of like, hey, we want to talk to you more about this spark stuff, you know, or like maybe doing a reverse sugar and pretending to be on behalf of the lamp blacks, talking to the crows, etc.
Oh, that's maybe me and the Doctor could go to talk to them, because
That's
I've been
an
pulling
example,
stuff
yeah.
from pigeons, and I could bring that along.
But yeah, again, it just gives you something to do while you are there. That just gives you a little bit more into the action. That's what I was suggesting. Obviously, if you've got any other ideas, that's absolutely fine. But just rather than just like, I'm a patron, it's absolutely great to be a patron. But like why is your presence? Why are you there at this moment? You're doing something like special. That's what I'm saying. So that is suggesting that you've asked to have an appointment with the new leader of the Crows, and talking about business dealings as a up and coming vice dealer. Maybe we can help each other out. That sort of thing.
Much me.
I'm wondering, just to cover bases, I don't know how far they are away, but maybe I could go and get a cheeky tattoo while they do that and see if anybody shows up.
That's a great idea. That's an awesome
And maybe
idea.
nothing happens, but I come out with a rad tattoo.
Get
you
a
know?
yes, that's such a good
Should we
idea.
fully
No,
split? I feel
yeah,
like
we should 100% fully split.
I feel like
yes,
one of us
good.
should go that way as well.
no.
I'll go with Cuff.
No! Oh!
I'm not letting
Look,
Cuff
Leave
go
me
on.
to meet the mob bosses by
Okay.
myself.
You can meet the mob bosses. by
I'm a
yourself.
big girl. I'll take care of myself.
I will-
Look at me. I've never lost a fight.
But I will give you, I will go into my room and like get the candles and then a vial, and I will sort of direct the energy from the candles into a vial, and I'll hand it to you and be like, you might be able to use this to help.
To the Doctor.
Yeah, to the Doctor. Yeah.
For what?
If you're going to talk to them about Spark.
Oh, fine.
Just thought it could be helpful.
Thank you. Yes, we seem to have got ourselves into a plan which is about talking and sneaking around, and the only one of us that's any good at that has got a ghost in them.
Yes.
Wonderful. What could possibly go wrong?
Nothing
Love
ever
that.
seems to go wrong for us, so I think it'll be fine.
Let's do this then. So we're splitting the groups a little bit. We've got Ware and we've got the Good Doctor going to the sidearm public house, where you're going to try and sneak into the sort of the old office with Roderick helping you. You've also got the Doctor running sort of interference on behalf of the Harriers, sort of like doing a little bit of business with the new leader. Cool. On the other side, to sort of split your bases, I would say that the Risk Thick Patterns tattoo shop is a little bit further away. I'm not going to say it's too far, but like obviously going back and forth, we might have to do flashbacks and stuff. That sounds like where Cuff and the doll are going to sort of see if Belle's there, maybe get, I don't know, do something there. Great. Fine. Let's do our engagement roll. Well, sorry, first of all, make sure you pick out your loadout, that you're conspicuous. Whatnot. Obviously, the less stuff you have with you, the less conspicuous you are. Let's do the roll, shall we? So, engagement roll. Who would like to roll for this? Me, please.
I haven't done it yet. I'll do it if you want.
All right, Lou. So first of all, you start off with 1 d6 for sheer luck. Now, is this operation particularly bold or daring?
We've split ourselves up.
Well, this is. I don't think it's particularly bold or daring, but is this
We're
operation?
not like exploding shit.
Well, is
Got
this
a
operation
ghost in
overly?
someone.
Is this operation overly complex or contingent on many factors?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So that you don't take anything away from that. Does this plan expose a vulnerability of the target or hit them where their weakness? I think it kind of does. You've got Roderick with you,
Great.
so you get another d6.
2.
Is the target's strongest approach? Is the target's strongest against this approach, or do they have particular defenses or special preparations? I think you are coming onto their turf.
We keep
Even
doing
though
that.
you got Roderick with you, but things might have changed. So you're gonna
Yeah, we
take
could have
a
invited
D6
them to
there.
the library.
Could have.
Didn't.
Can any of your friends or contacts provide aid or insight for this operation? Take a d6. Yep, I think so. You've got a d6 there. Are there any enemies or rivals interfering in this operation? No, I don't think so. Again, like I said, Baz is fine with you guys. You've not really met the Red Sashes. That's fine. And then, are there any other elements that you would want to consider? Now, I would say I would give you another d6 because you got that effect that the doll did, like attuned. You got that sort of knowledge, so you know you're looking for individuals that had these green cloaks on and had the fox and rabbit masks as well. So maybe again, all of you have heard that description.
We know what we're looking for.
Kind of know what you're looking for to indicate that this, it's quite damning evidence if you find that. More importantly, you saw the murder weapon, the sort of dagger as well, so obviously that comes up, then you know you've got them there. So that's a 3d6. I would like now for you to roll, and this will indicate where we are at the start of the heist.
Lou,
Go for it.
Lou.
Okay. Well, there's not a 6 there.
Okay.
Okay.
So there's a 3, a 4, and a 5.
Okay.
5 is the highest. So you're in a risky position when the action starts. And this kind of makes sense. So the doctor and maybe where else we'll cut to the actual sidearm public house. Again, it's middle of it's in the middle of the, let's say, the evening at this point. There's lots of shouts and drinking of ale and people shouting, there's a darts tournament going on, and the doctor, you are sort of like there in the entranceway looking around. It's quite busy and stuff, so you're quite hidden, but it's quite loud in here. Where as well, I'm going to say that unless you say otherwise, you sort of maybe have made your way round another entrance, perhaps maybe one of the house staff sort of entrance, and sort of making your way up the back stairs while trying to again stick to the shadows a little bit, so you're already in the building itself. But it's risky. As you look around, Doctor, you can see there are members of all kinds of crews here. You can see like the odd number of wraiths. You can see that there is a couple. I guess this particular place, this sidearm pub house, is neutral ground as well. So whilst there's no a fighting necessarily, there's like jovial stuff. You can see like a couple of lamp blacks and red sashes are there as well, but keeping their distance because they know if any fighting breaks out, then it's all bets are off. It's almost like a neutral sort of like, it's almost like the hotel in John Wick essentially. So no fighting goes on here. We'll stick with you guys to begin with, if that's okay, before we go over to the tattoo parlor. Yeah, what is the good doctor and where doing with their own sort of separate little thing?
So this arrangement that I've made, are we having dinner? Are we going off into like what have they agreed to?
What do you think you would have asked for as the doctor?
I think I would have invited them to dinner.
Excellent. Yeah.
Well, I invited them to invite me to dinner.
Yeah, that's how it works. Yeah, you can see there's a booth set up sort of a little bit further off. It's like sort of up a little bit. And you can see that someone rushes over and sort of indicates, because they've sort of clearly been pointed out to you, and you are sat there on your own with all, again, these plates of lots of different food. Again, maybe beforehand Ware was like pointing out to you some really delicious things, with Roderick also pointing out like, get the Roderick special, it's off menu. And yeah, you get served a bits of food and like aperitifs and stuff like that. And for the first half an hour or so, no one comes. You're just left to eat as you're waiting around for the leader of the crows to come.
Before I sit down to eat, on my way to the table that I've been showed to, I'm going to acknowledge and nod at the red sashes and the lamp blacks. I think, I'm there to run interference and to draw attention away from Ware. So if I am here the whole time in the dining area, then that kind of gives us plausible deniability that there's stuff happening elsewhere.
They see you nod, and a couple of people are like, "Oh, that's the Harriers," and they're sort of like, oh, "What are they doing here?" And there's a little bit of grumbling, but they've clocked you as a result of you maybe doffing your cap or something like that. Sure. Let's go to where you're heading up.
You sneak.
Yeah.
Sneak, hide. I sneak some more. Sneak.
I have to say,
Imagining
why
that
do you...
crunk bit in the Empress New Groove.
Why do you insist on saying sneaking? It doesn't actually make you sneak any better.
I'm saying that in my head. That is private. Don't.
I'm here
No one
too.
needs to know that I say sneak every time I I sneak.
Right. Okay.
You can just keep quiet about that. Thank you very much.
Sneaky. Yeah, exactly. All right. So I think you're using your it sounds like you're stealthy up, so your finesse a little bit. You're trying to make your way up, avoiding detection. Is there anything you're taking with you, or anything like that to make you that sort of pool a little bit better, would you say?
Yeah, I will take my sneak cloak. I've named it the sneaky sneak cloak, and it just makes me extra sneaky.
It's sort of like, it's almost soundproof a little bit, so it sort of covers your footfalls as well. Okay, so yeah, you get another d6 for that. What I'd say again, this is it's still a risky situation. It's not desperate or anything like that. But I will say the consequences is that if you're spotted outside, like if you don't do well on this roll, the consequence is that you're going to be spotted, and people are going to be maybe you're going to have a lot of questions and maybe forced out, and the whole sort of Crow's security will be called in some way. So that's the consequence that you're going to have for this role. So yeah.
And I'd like to keep an eye out for various footfalls, and I like to imagine that when I was kind of casing joints and spying on people, I was kind of like keeping an eye on who are the sneakiest people, who has a particularly soft tread, so that I can be like, oh, gotta watch out for them. They might come round a corner suddenly.
All right, I'll bear that in mind.
God, it's gone.
They're all there. They're watching you.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
Roderick's throwing me off. Not there. Same as Lou. 3, 4, 5.
5 is your highest. So yeah, as you sort of slowly taking your time, doing your little inner monologue, and Roderick's like, for God's sake, and it's actually that sort of like, well, you just not say it out loud, and
you just don't tell me not to.
You have this switch between your inside voice to your outside voice, and you sort of say, I'm trying to sneak. And as you do, you look up, and you see coming out of an office an individual. Looks like they are dressed maybe like a turtleneck sort of thing. They sort of look at you, and they're sort of like, sorry, should you be here?
Shit. Yeah, don't worry, I'm just on my way. Thanks very much. Just don't worry about it.
If you're looking for the toilets, they should be down there. You shouldn't be up here.
What? No, there's nothing on this floor. I got... Oh, right, this place is a freaking maze, isn't it? Have you noticed?
You can see this person's going towards their sword.
Oh man, overkill. I'm just looking for just like trying to take a leak here. All right. I will disappear away. I'm gonna have to go all the way back down because they're gonna watch me. I'm gonna go all the way back down.
Okay. So so you get the sense of this. You're like foiled at the first hurdle sort of thing as the person is. So you're going to take 2 stress as a result of this person from the. But like you know where the office is, and you know that you can get up here much quicker now. Like you know the way up per se, but yeah, it is unfortunately guarded by an individual. Yes. Let's move over then to the tattoo parlor, the thick wrist pattern. So let's set this up. So. The doll and Cuff. What's your sort of aim? Are you already in there? Are you like pretending to be clients? What's the plan?
I want a new tattoo.
I'm there for
And,
support.
I think my goal is to see if anybody comes in and out and if I can overhear any chat. But also I'm going to prod a little bit with potentially questions if anything comes up that's relevant, I think.
So would you say what I'm guessing my question is, how long are you getting the tattoo for? Are you trying to get like a full sleeve, a back, you know what I mean?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
So the tattoo I'm visualizing getting is about this big. So I think this is going to take a couple of hours, I reckon. Maybe if they just started with the line work. I mean, we'll see what happens as the tattoo's getting done.
Yeah.
But yeah, probably like the session will take 3 or 4 hours, I reckon.
Cool. That's why I wanted to check. I didn't know.
It's all filled in with beautiful colours and stuff too. So it's, probably 3 or 4 hours.
Sure. And then the doll is also there with sort of like with support as well. And easy enough. You sort of meet an individual. Their name is Shimmer. And that you spend a good couple of hours. So this is just before the heist starts. You sort of spend a couple of hours. You go through all the different talk about designs and stuff like that. Shiver doesn't really. It's more monosyllabic responses like yes, no, whatever. But clearly does beautiful drawings and stuff. You go through like the different tomes of their art. And once you've settled on something, which again I will leave you to your own description. They hunker down. I imagine them to be quite a big person, very hairy arms, taking their time. All the stuff is quite delicate, and so you get both of you get a good view, and conveniently, as you sort of have done the sort of gathering of information, you see that in the cubicle next to you is an individual which sort of matches the description of Bell. This sort of individual, a man, quite thin, rakish, like long jaw. He sort of came in about maybe an hour or so ago and has been set down, and clearly there's been some work being done on them. Just the sound of the needles humming away, essentially.
Well,
Brilliant.
Yeah, Cuff, if you want to do anything, but
No, go for it.
I think while Cuff is getting their tattoo, the doll will sort of be next to them, sort of supportively, and then just sort of wander, as one does when one's sort of there just to support someone, but they don't really need it. And they'll just sort of wander and sort of walk in front of the cubicle with Belle in, and just turn and go, "Hello."
You can see Belle is again having something done on their neck, around the side, and again it's sort of like it goes, "All right."
What are you having done?
Adding another tally, and you can see on this person's neck there's like a whole row of like tally marks, and sort of like again all the way around the back is upping my score. What are you getting done?
Oh, just
nice work. Points to your face. Nice work. Like it.
Thank you. I'm just here for support. This has been here for a while, and she'll sort of run her hand across them. They're a bit more intricate than a regular tattoo.
Oh, nice.
What's the tally for?
Oh, it's the amount of times people say sorry to me.
I'm so sorry for asking.
Oh, add it. And the person goes, and it clearly adds.
I want to sort of cast my eye over all of their tattoos, and I am looking for any foxes or rabbits.
I like it. Cool. Yeah, you've got this conversation. This feels like a more controlled. No, I'll make you roll for it because it makes more sense to me. Yeah, this is risky because this person's like, "Who are you?" And you're kind of like again giving them the eye, and you look odd to them. You come in with a sense. So I think this is a survey, or no, it's a study. It's a study, I think.
I love that.
Unless you've got an argument for something else.
No, I love study. A study is a great idea. I think that's a wonderful pick.
Absolutely.
I've got 2 in study, but I think
you've got 2 in study. That's fine. Sure. I'm going to offer you a devil's bargain.
Please.
I think the devil's bargain is you can have greater effect, so you'll be able to study this person a little bit more, but you have to go into the cubicle and get up very, very close to this individual rather than being outside of it. You get an extra d6 for it, but you have to be within the cubicle with them.
To get an extra d6.
Great. Well, yes, extra d6, which will give you a little bit of greater effect as well, because I think you're really studying them.
Yes. I'll do it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's weird. She's fine with it.
Yeah.
There's a 6.
Nice. Okay. Without pause, you sort of just go in, and you can see he's sort of taken aback by your sort of brashness and boldness, and maybe you even like not going anywhere near the deck where the needle is, but you grab an arm and gently sort of pull it out and lifting up the arms themselves. And the stuff that you see on display, there doesn't seem to be any rabbits or foxes or anything like that, but there is an assortment of other animals on there. You can see definitely lots of crows on there, and actually you can see the tally marks go all the way down the arms a bit. Like it's clearly years and years of work on top of that, but you don't see any animals or stuff. But what you get, this sort of information, is that not only is tattoos this person's vice, but also that they take things very seriously. Like this sort of tick that they have of like, you know, counting how many times someone said sorry to them is like a badge of pride, that sort of aspect of it. So they take things quite seriously and mark it on their own body.
People say sorry to you a lot.
They better. Need to know their place.
Would you like to see something? And she'll take her glove off. And she sort of holds her hand out and goes, touch my tattoos. And her hand is like more cracked than her face. It's sort of like, you know, when if you roll an eggshell, it gets like completely broken. It's like that. She'll just hold her hand out and wait.
Why would I do that? I don't know you.
I just want you to feel them. Do you not think they're pretty?
Oh, they're pretty from here. It's really odd to have a woman that just comes in, a strange woman that comes in whilst I'm having tattoos.
I am a strange woman.
Did she send you?
Lysa?
Yeah.
What makes you ask that?
Well, she might not want me to have her sorry on my neck.
What are you apologising for?
I'm not apologising. She should apologise to me.
But she hasn't. But you're going to make her.
I can't make Lysa do anything, love.
She's a funny one. She reminds me of a cunning fox.
Yeah, she is that.
What happened to Roderick? Fuck it. In for a penny, in for a dead.
How much of this can I hear?
You can hear quite a bit of it at this point. So.
I think at the point of hearing the doll say that, I'm just going to say to the artist, I think I'm going to just need a break, Shimmer. Just give me a sec. I just need a bathroom break, you know.
Oh, all right. Yeah.
And I'm just going to get up and just not step around, but just step ready.
Yeah. Okay. As you say the words like, what happened to Roderick, you can see that this time the individual known as Bell has clearly been coiled ready, and suddenly his hand shoots up to the needle to pull it away from the tattoo artist, and he's clearly going to use it, like yank it out and go towards you with it. So a threat is coming into you. Okay. I need you to make for me. Sorry, I'm just double checking stuff. This is going to be, it's a melee of some sort, but I don't have the sheet in front of me. Sorry.
I can read you what's on there. It's
a skirmish roll is what I need from you.
I've got nothing in that, so I just roll 2 and take the
lower. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, geez.
Is there anything but again, I'll ask, is there anything that you have in terms of your equipment that could help you with this? Or do you want a flashback?
Do I want to? I do.
You don't have to.
I don't think she has prepared for this. She thought she was being witty. So no, I'm just gonna fuck it.
So let me tell you, as it's going to come towards you, if you do not do well in this, you're going to take a level 2 harm, which is going to be like a cut across like the chest, essentially, with this, and you're going to have like a almost like an ink line, essentially, permanently tattooed on your chest, which might do damage to your skin. I don't know.
Oh, it's kind of cool though, isn't it? Kind of fun.
I mean, you can take the damage if you want.
I'll just roll the dice and we'll see if I get it, because I kind of want it. The lowest, I am not joking, they are both 5s.
Both 5s, incredible. So yeah.
These dice, dice.
You step back. So what I'd say then is that as you step back, you do take a little bit of harm still. It's not as hurting or permanent in that sense. So I'm going to give you a level 1 harm, where it is a line. It's not cut. Definitely, it doesn't feel like it's gone into the cracks of your skin. So you definitely have that, and the shock of it as well comes in as this person steps up and goes, "Fucking knew it," and is clearly going to go try and grab you again. Yeah.
I think having heard this sound of hustle and bustle,
Yep.
I'm 100% going to step in and try and punch this guy in the face.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Straight in the face. No time to think. Let's just take down this guy.
Would you say you're unleashing savage force at this point? Because you see,
Oh.
you see this with the light of the curtains and stuff. You can see that there's been a swipe made at your friend. I'm just saying, are you doing a wreck rather than a skirmish? I just want to check.
Oh, it's definitely a skirmish, but I think I am trying to be incredibly threatening as I do it. So I think that's more in performance of it. So I'm wondering if I can use my fearsome aspect.
Ooh, describe what that is for me, please.
When I intimidate, threaten, or commit violence, I'm terrifying. Ask the GM who flees or surrenders, who backs off slowly, and who hesitates.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I like that.
Yes.
I like that.
Yes.
So you use it.
I
So I'd
like
say,
it.
Let's do the skirmish stuff. So we got your dice in skirmish.
Yes.
You're going to use this fearsome aspect, which is going to give you greater effect. So I'm going to add to your dice pool. It's going to give you greater effect because you're just literally ploughing in. I would say the good consequence of this, obviously, if you do really well, is that you're going to get Belle to surrender at that point, and possibly will give you more information. The sort of bad consequence is that other people in these cubicles will know that a fight is breaking out, and what I'd say is that, let's do it. As a result, there is an individual, or maybe you clock them on the way in, that looks to be an inspector of some sort. Not necessarily Bluecoats, but part of the inspector faction that is also there. Why are they getting a tattoo? Who knows? But essentially they are a neutral party. No one likes the inspectors. I'll say that for the chat. They are uncorruptible, so therefore they are bad news for you guys.
The worst ones.
They are the worst ones. They can't be even corrupted by
Good inspectors. Oh, how annoying.
So the bad consequence then is that the inspector will be alerted and therefore will come and subdue you guys and call more reinforcements, which will add ticks to the clocks and stuff like that.
Yep.
So what have you got? You've got your skirmish.
I've got 2 in skirmish.
Is there anything else you'd like to add at all?
I'm gonna add a piece of light weaponry. I'm gonna add knuckle dusters. I want to take some skin off this person for having a go at somebody as vulnerable, clearly, as the doll. I don't like when people go for the little guy. It's one of my things.
Little baby. He didn't want to touch my skin.
I'm gonna say, I'm gonna add another threat to your pool as well. I think. I'm trying to think this about through. So yeah, this means I'll give you another D6, but that means there's another threat in this particular area as well, and that is the other sort of ink tattooists who are going to try and stop you and pull you back as well. So you have to contend not only with this person but also the ink tattooist as well. Okay,
makes sense. All right,
roll your dice. Let me know what you get.
As they try and help,
numbers.
The doll will turn and go,
God, are you kidding me?
No, Cuff, no.
What?
So I rolled 3 dice. This is just fallen off in upset. 2 2s and a 1.
Okay.
Oh, I've got all the good dice today.
Can I show you this?
Wow. Oh my god.
Look at these guys.
That's bad. That's real bad.
Ouch.
Uh-oh. Cuff. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Whoa.
Hey, I think Belle might be the one who did it.
Whoa.
I'm really good at fighting. I promise.
So, 2 things happen. Firstly, you stand up and you're like, toilet, pee break, and then you then just launch, like you almost try to go around the curtain, but because you can see this, you go and you try to leap through the thing, but the individual, the tattooist guy, the sort of monosyllabic person, sort of grabs you and goes, well, tries to wait, just trying to hold you back at this point. So you do not get through. On top of that, you hear the sound of like, Inspector, there's something going on here. So the inspector hears this, brings out their whistle and blows into it.
Oh.
I have ticked the final segment of the clock that the higher authorities have noticed you.
The doll will turn to the inspector and be like, he attacked me, and like show the like rip in her top with the like ink streak across it.
We'll come back to the scene there. As you sort of turn around, you can see it's just blowing his whistle like very loudly. That sort of sound of whistle would go back to the sidearm public house at this point. What is the good doctor doing?
Waiting, apparently.
Are you? It seems to be a little while. You seem to be kept waiting. Is the doctor someone that would be kept waiting?
No, probably not. Okay, I'm gonna catch a server's attention. And do I need to be a bit threatening? Maybe, not sure. I think I am going to catch a server's attention, and as they come over to the table, I'm going to put my hand on their hand and just poke a needle out of my sleeve towards them, just add a little weight to my words, and just like, I think I've been kept waiting long enough.
Okay. This is definitely a very bold move. This is I like it though.
I love it.
It's great. I think that's that calm, cold. Maybe you don't even look at this person. You know, you're just sort of like getting them to do what you say. So in this case, I feel this feels like a command.
My new command.
The new command that you got last time. Yeah, absolutely. I'd say if you would like to mark a slot of your equipment, because you brought your syringes with you. I mean, it's stuff that you already have on you, but if you want to do it, I'll give you an extra die for it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The consequence for this is that it might, your sort of show of, even though it's subtle, violence towards a patron on neutral ground, and you've already got two other factions that sort of you sort of not winked at them, but sort of nodded to them. All eyes are on you, so it's quite a bold move.
Show of strength. It's no big deal.
It might not be any big deal for you individually, but for the Harriers who have status with them, it might lose you some status afterwards. But that's who knows what it is. So yeah, roll your 2d6 for your command and let me know. 4. Okay. So also there will be some slight shifters in status, but you get what you want. You don't hurt this individual. They're sort of like snatch their hand away and try to, of course, sorry to keep you. And she rushes away, and within maybe 2 minutes, a lady sort of appears from almost not nowhere, but just comes out of sort of like the crowd that's sort of hanging, and comes and sits down with like 2 glasses of wine and a bottle. And she's like, "Sorry, I had other commitments, but I was told that you were very persuasive." And then puts the glasses down and the bottle. Goes, "I'm Lysa. How can I help you?"
I am relatively new to the area. Let's just say I've come to meet the neighbours. You never know when you might need to borrow a bowl of sugar.
That's really nice. I mean, we've not been meeting our neighbours recently. We've been under new management. You know how it is. We're going for our grand reopening soon, so. But you play down yourself, Doctor. We know exactly who you are.
Well, in that case, then we won't need to do any particular introductions. Emily Bates, do I need to flash back to our conversations that we've had? You're making lots of...
No, sorry, I'm annoyed at everybody.
I think Bates just having emotions in
I'm
the
just
corner.
having
I'm not quite
emotions,
sure.
and I have to visualize them. It's why I mute my microphone, because I also verbalize them. Yeah, sorry, ignore me.
We love.
Yeah,
No.
What's really funny is, as you were saying that, I've got the stream up so I can look at chat on another tab. And as you were saying, sorry for moving, I just have to visualize them. Other Emily was going.
that was me.
Really, really
that was
exciting.
me when Lisa was saying like, "Oh, we were under new management." I was like, "Yeah," because you slit his throat and pushed him off a bridge. That's what I was doing there. If anyone wants the soundtrack, for what
I
actually was going
love
on.
Panto player Emily Bates. It's the best thing in the world.
It's just my face and my body and my brain.
So yeah, Lysa sort of sits down and goes, "We know all about you. Arison, isn't it? That's your name that you go by."
I go by Dr. Penderin to those I'm not on first name basis
Oh,
with.
sorry. I thought maybe this was going to be a first name thing.
It may be.
Yeah. Mm.
This new management, I wonder, is it going... how hostile was this takeover?
Oh, that's buy a girl dinner first. And she sort of clicks her fingers, and more like aperitifs come over. Like you have like a whole bowl of oysters, and she sort of takes one and sort of like cheers you without clinking, and just immaculate, like the sexiest thing you've ever seen, eating oysters. She goes, I mean, let's just say Roderick wasn't up to the job anymore, and he decided to, retire without telling anyone. Oh, so sad.
Seems to have retired without telling anyone, or ever being seen again.
Oh, it's the way with retirement, isn't it? Normally you go off to a nice place. I hear the Dagger Isles are quite nice this time of year. Maybe even Scorfland.
Very pleasant, I'm sure. This, and I'm sure with, this need to be on first name basis that you have, that will end up growing into friends, and that there'll be no problems. And I can only assume the strict hierarchy in your establishment, in that you've decided to meet me alone. There is no other members of management that you thought pertinent to be at this meet and greet?
Oh, meet and greet, please. I came here because I thought you were going to offer me some spark. I've been hearing good things about it. And it is very bold of you to assume that I have not come prepared when you have come right into a lion's den, sat and been eating my food. Tell me, what does it taste of? Does it taste off to you, this food?
Oh, sorry. Was that Fiona, or was that?
That was me role playing with you. Don't worry.
Okay, cool.
I
meant the last question specifically.
Lysa says that and then takes another oyster and just... You see, we tend to vet our individuals who come here, and it's very rude to start eating without waiting for your other guests. You have...
It's also very rude to keep your guests waiting.
Well, I think you're going to be on a bit of a timer now. You have approximately 3 hours before the poison in your system ruptures through. Now, tell me, I can give you a little, tit for tat. So we'll be very good friends. I like being friends with people like you. You give me a little cut of your spark, and maybe I can give you an antidote.
I think you underestimate my science credentials.
Just like you underestimated how armed we are in the sidearm public houses in the name. Look, Doctor, I know why you're here. It's dead obvious why you're here. And I don't like it when people question my control of my crew. You talking about hostile takeovers, let me tell you, it would be so nice to take over more than one crew. Tell me, how are your...
Oh, you wouldn't want mine.
Oh, really?
Trust me.
Oh, no. I hear 2 of you are down to the tattoo parlor.
I mean, they're a street fighter. You can hardly expect them to stay uninked for more than a couple of days.
I know. Bit pathetic, really.
At this point, we're just getting beaten up.
Tell you what, I'll make this easy. I will let you walk out of here with antidote, and let your colleagues also walk out of here. If you give us a slice of your spark supply, and you tell us where you have Roderick's body.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
We heard you were sneaking around, trying to find stuff. Someone followed you, Doctor, to the station. You are known for getting body parts. So either you have it or you know where his body is.
Fine. I can see there's no getting things past you. We do have it. I was hoping to provide it to you as a gift of friendship. However, it looks like I'm going to have to spend my time ridding myself of unwanted toxins in the time it would have taken me to gift wrap it for you. So unfortunately, you'll have to have it as is. I will swap you the vial in my sleeve of spark. You give me your antidote, and I will meet you at the station with my associates in 2 hours.
Make for me a sway. Feels like it. This is a desperate situation.
Yeah.
Sure,
Okay.
it sure is, Fiona.
Feels fucking
good.
super
So good.
desperate. Yeah.
You are going to mark XP. I'm aware of time as well. We're not going to get to downtime or anything like that. We're going to probably pause a half
Tomorrow?
Okay,
episode.
back tomorrow, guys.
We're gonna do it again.
We're doing it in 2 weeks' time, absolutely. So just to say, so we got this. So you've marked the XP for the desperate roll. When you roll a desperate action, you have to get
Has to be a 6, doesn't it?
Otherwise,
Oh
it makes
my
complications.
God.
Okay.
Is there a flashback we can do to help? What
Well,
can we do?
This is what I'm let me.
Oh yeah. Mechanics.
Let me lay
yes.
out the consequence first. Okay. The major consequence, if you fail, if you don't get a 6, is that they are not going to agree to this plan, and you do not get the antidote for your toxin. They will laugh you out of this pub. Okay. Now, let's talk about flashbacks. Let's talk about equipment. Like, what are we thinking for this?
You know that antidote equipment that you brought? That could be a useful one. That one might be.
I mean, my Physica ability, which I have, enables me to stabilize someone who's suffered a mortal injury, and I can also study a poison, malady, or corpse.
Sick.
And
Fuck her, slap her in the face. Who cares?
to be fair, it's not entirely clear what I actually do or when or what.
I think a lot of these abilities
it says-
are fairly vague, so you can kind of work with them. So I feel like that
100%.
sounds like you could make that work.
Mm-hmm.
What are you trying to do here, Lou? You're trying to sway her into agreeing
Well,
to take in the spark.
the vague plan that was discussed at the top of the thing was to do a kind of haunting, trying to get a confession, whatever else. So I'm trying to get her out of where she is comfortable into a place where she can be talked to by Ware/Roderick. Because she thinks we have something that she wants.
Did you say you?
Sorry, go on.
I was just thinking, did you have a needle that you threatened somebody with?
Yes.
the syringe with a bit of spark in it. And so what the doctor's trying to do now is like switch the antidote for the spark just now, and then offer the gift of the body or something later on.
Is that spark the one that I gave you, that vial?
Yeah.
Can we flash back to me doing some kind of occulty, weird spiritually shit, and just putting like a voice into this vial that will like kind of echo out, like channeling the voice of a ghost into it that will just go like, we know what you did. We know what you did. So if she like opens it, she hears that.
Okay. I think I'm not going to make you roll. I'm going to make you do some stress for that. Both of you will get 2 stress as a result. I think, because you've been working on spark quite a bit, and I think you've been able to draw things out, and so you can manipulate it. The sounds of stuff, like a lot of it does sound like pigeons.
I was going to say, is there a lot of in the background?
Oh, you murdered me! Like shush. But yeah, you can make it so that, again, it's that sort of thing where it's that sort of camera thing where you hold up the thing and you can just see like a skull appears in the thing and goes and then disappears out. Nice. I like that. Okay, so you're gonna get another
spooky spark. We're calling
die
it.
to that roll for your sway.
Okay.
Is there anything else? It's okay if you don't. I'm just making sure that I don't want to do out of anything.
Can you have like looked into something to do with Lysa before? Like, I don't quite know what, but something that might make it easier to sort of have her listen to you.
What?
It's fine.
Yeah, we didn't really glean a lot about her, did we? We sort of learnt mostly about Belle.
That's okay. So, like, it sounds like, again, just keeping us on track because I'm very aware of time. Yeah, you got the dice as well like that. Remember, if you don't do well, you can push yourself afterwards. You'll take some stress, etc. on top of that.
Cool.
So it's all fine.
Let's just try.
Let's give it a go.
Yeah.
Emily and I are mirroring rolls, 2 5s.
Oh, so close. So unfortunately, it's a desperate action, so you still get that.
Let's push ourselves, shall we?
Push it,
ourselves.
real good.
So we want to reduce that consequence, and so she's a bit more hesitant, but she will give you the antidote at least. That is a reduced consequence, so that she maybe doesn't agree to the actual thing, but you will get the antidote for the changing of the spark. So
I'm not actually that worried about the poison. I think it's far more important to get her to the station.
Yeah, say that. Okay. What do you have in resolve? Because you can be rolling your resolve to determine how much stress you possibly could take. So
I have 2 in resolve.
Beautiful. Roll those 2 dice for me, please, and let me know what the highest is.
Let's do different ones because they were rubbish. Oh, that's worse. That's a 2 and a 3.
2 and a 3. So you take 3 stress.
Great.
And you can see, again, you say, maybe Lou, the person, says, I'm not too worried about the poison. But as soon as you notice, you can feel suddenly, you can hear it in your head that your blood is rushing against your ears. You can see like where your hand is. You can see where your pulse is sort of very much quickening. You can feel it as well. Like again, maybe subconsciously you can feel your heart tightening little bit by little bit. Yeah, if you had failed another roll, I would have given you some levels of harm going forward.
This is all good. This is just evidence. This is just research. This is giving me symptoms. This is helping me riddle out what this poison is.
Yep.
And
absolutely.
that is helping me antidote it.
You sort of go, and you pull out the little bottle of spark and put it next to the oysters. And she goes, thanking you. She sort of does a quick sort of take. She puts one down, and she sort of takes a moment to hear the coos, and she goes, "That's a weird trick you've got." So and then puts the vial in her sort of breast pocket, and she goes, "If you aren't willing to tell me where Roderick's body is, sounds like you and I have nothing more to say to each other. Good night. Don't let the poison bite." Bitch. And she gets up and starts to leave. Bitch. And because I'm aware of time, we're gonna not do downtime. We're gonna carry on this heist for the next time. Yeah, but as always, I'd like to do a little scene with Ware, if that's okay. So Ware, I appreciate you've maybe, again, we're jumping forward and back in time a little bit, you've managed to sort of like find the toilets. You're like, it's quite nice in here. You know what? It's got the
Roderick keeps trying to watch me pee. I'm like, no,
he's not looking. He's not looking. But
yeah. Sure.
It's like a proper Weatherspoons toilet, so they're really weird. They're really beautiful and got a little plaque that says, Toilet of the Year, the Sidearms Public House. And you sort of go, right, make your way out, and you sort of make your way out, and you hear like a sound from the doorway to your left, and this sort of goes off into the basement area a little bit, and you take a moment and you sort of open it, and it's quite dark down here, but you can hear it. It's the sound of like what sounds like sobbing, crying, and maybe again you take a step or two down and look in this basement, which is quite dark, but it's like wine on various wine racks. That's the word I'm looking for. A little bit cold and down here. It's a bit chilly. And you notice though there's no lights on here. There's no gas lights or anything like that. But there is like a little glow from the back of the room, and that's where the sobbing is coming from. I just want to check with you. What do you do at this point?
Wow, sounds like there could be an excellent opportunity here to maybe help someone out who can then give me a cover for being in different parts of the building. And also, I'm a good person, so I just like to help people out of the goodness of my heart. I shall. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm gonna step quite quietly towards the sound.
Easy enough. You're sort of again in the shadows a little bit, and you sort of turn around a wine rack, and you get met by a very odd sight. You can see that the light is coming from. It's so weird. It looks like a door.
Does it?
Yeah. It's like the
sure.
light.
That is weird.
It's really weird. The light is sort of coming through, and in front of the door, it's slightly ajar, and there's a little bit of smoke. But again, he's quite like this light. There's an individual that's sort of, as if they've sort of maybe come through the door themselves. It's sort of like kneeling, facing away, and they are clearly quite. And they look up directly at you, and you recognize them.
Oh,
it's Lydra.
Oh. Oh, I wasn't expecting. You all right?
You're right.
Oh man, come on, here, stand up. It's all right.
It's all right. It's all right.
Yeah, I'll help her. I'll try and help her up.
You go to her. She is. You put an arm on her in front of the door, and she is cold, really cold. She's wearing clothes that look dirty and bedraggled. Her hair is all over the place, and yeah, as you touch her arm, she feels so cold. And she goes, "Yeah, Watson, come here. I need you." And as she looks up directly, you see her eyes at this point. And her eyes, they look dark, intense, like black, as if not even light could escape her eyes at this point. And you feel them coming, like drawing you in, pulling you further and further. And suddenly she grips you, and you can feel her hand gripping into you. I need you. I need you. And that is where we're going to end this session.
No. Fuck. God's sake, Watson, no. I need you.
We set fire to a whole fucking building last episode, and I still feel like we're in deeper shit now.
Oh, 100%. 100%. You're about to die from poison. Me and Cuff are getting arrested and or punished.
Stabbed.
where, God knows, you could be going through a door. We don't know. I'm excited for next time. However, next time isn't for two weeks.
Yes, sorry guys. Yes.
We are taking a little break from Blades to play Blood on the Clock Tower next week on April 1st. April Fool's Day, we'll be playing a script that features the Fool. That's all I know at this stage. I haven't decided exactly which one yet. But I might...
Oops, all fools.
It's oops all fools. Oh my god, that would be awful. It's just demons and fools. No, it will not be that. It might just be Bad Moon Rising. But what was it? Yes. Wow. Okay. Cool. We should
amazing.
say
Well done, team.
thank you to our guests.
Yeah.
Lou, tell us
Hi.
about yourself. Where can people find you?
Hello. I am probably going to die in this game, but in real life, I am on the internet at I am Lou Fryer. I'm also in the actual play podcast of Dice and Them. And I'll see y'all for Blood on the Clock Tower next week.
Yay. Amazing.
I'm going to protect my win streak.
And you are on a bit of a win streak at the moment, aren't you? Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice. I like it. Holly.
Hello, I'm Holly.
Hello.
She, they. Hello, I'm still stunned and frightened. Yeah, I'll also be playing Clock Tower here next week. And before then, on Sunday, I will be streaming a game of Clock Tower on my Twitch channel, which is where you can normally find me. Twitch.tv/HolyLightsGames13. I'll see you on Sunday the 30th at 7 p.m. for a very, very special Blood on the Clock Tower game.
I'm in it.
Emily's in it. Loads of other people are in it. It's going to be absolutely ace. And we've already filmed it, so I've already watched it, and it's really good.
I know who wins. And I also can't remember what character I was. And I was thinking about this earlier.
I can absolutely remember what character you were, Emily.
No spoilers.
No
I don't think I
spoilers.
was the demon. So you're shouting like I was the demon, and I'm
Would
pretty sure I
say
wasn't.
that, wouldn't she?
Yeah,
Emily,
exactly.
Emily's trying to mess with the audience right now.
Was I the
I'm
fool?
pretty
I can't.
sure.
I don't want
funny.
to say you're not the fool.
Don't say it.
You're
Don't say
doesn't matter.
guys.
Shall
Tell
I
us
do all
after-
our
tell us
plugs
the
while I
stream,
try
tell us the
and
stream.
rack my
Right, look,
memory?
everyone. We have been the RP Geeks. You might be watching us here on YouTube, in which case you will want to click like on the video that you're currently watching. You will want to click subscribe. You might be listening to a podcast, in which case you will want to do some sort of rating or commenting. Reviewing. I don't understand how
You're really
podcasts
good at
work.
this, Shamini. I'm just gonna-
Yep. And what you'll also want to do is come check us out on social media at RPGeeksD&D, because then you'll find out when we are streaming and what we are streaming. We also have a Discord, which we will post in various places at various times if you want to discuss doors, say. Just thrown out there, some sort of door-based discussion should probably be happening right about now. We also have a Patreon, which leads us into the Patreon section of the ending of the show, which is we're going to put two patrons into the world of Duskvol and Blades in the Dark. So would someone like to roll? Is it still a D12?
Well, I think, why don't we, for the first one, why don't we
the new
do
person.
Dan? Yeah.
Lovely.
And then we'll roll for the second one. Well,
That sounds
I count.
wonderful.
I think it is definitely a D12. Yeah.
A brand new patron for this this stream. We have Dan Anderson, I believe.
Dan Anderson.
Um,
Congrats, Dan Anderson.
We
New
want
patron.
something wonderful for Dan to welcome them to our patron list. Something lovely, something luxuriant, something
Yeah,
excellent.
definitely not a prisoner in the iron hook. For sure.
Be nice to the Holly. Come on.
Sorry, I've just remembered what character I was in Blood on the Clock Tower.
Oh,
Sorry,
they're still on that.
I'm just
Lou, any suggestions?
I mean, Dan, I mean, there's so many options, isn't there? I mean, Dan could be getting inked in the parlour.
Oh, I like that.
I do like that.
like that.
yeah.
Well, what if Dan is a tattoo artist in the place and does like?
An
Dan
inker.
could be
Inker.
tattooing literally cuff.
yeah.
Why didn't they have a name though?
Shimmer
Oh
is
yeah,
what I
he
put
did.
down.
Shimmer.
Yeah.
Dan.
Sorry,
Shimmer's
Dan-
real name is Dan Anderson. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dan Anderson.
Dan
Come on,
Anderson
Shimmer.
isn't it Belle's like personal like favorite tattoo artist?
Ooh,
They're
but wasn't
always,
available.
It's like Like,
Wasn't available.
can I book in? But it's down or nothing.
Yeah.
Yes.
The
Really
love
good
that.
at the tally marks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Dan's
a
got a
waste
really
of the
steady
talent,
hand.
isn't it? Like,
can't
there's this
believe-
trained tattoo artist, and they're like, "Oh, another line. Yeah, great. I
Tally
guess I'll
marks
do a
aren't
line for you."
Actually, for people saying sorry. I
no,
assumed
hang
they
on.
were for people Belle murdered.
Well,
We don't know. It's
we don't
ambiguous.
He doesn't know, but also I feel like maybe he goes in batches. It's not like one does.
No, I
like,
love the
okay,
idea that he's
he's
like-
got 50.
Here's a line.
Walks outside,
Another
someone
line.
says sorry, and he's like, fuck's
17
sake,
since
fuck's
last
sake.
week.
Back we go.
Like someone bumps into him and goes, oh, sorry, and he's like, for fuck's sake, another 5
I'm
quid.
sorry.
Yeah. No, I do think it was flowery language to be like every person he's murdered. I do think that, but yeah, I wanted to make it cool in the moment, so I was like, yeah,
it was cool.
every time he saw her, sorry. So yeah, there
That
you
was
go.
cool. That's what, and because I got to
Other
say sorry,
people.
that was fun. I
That
enjoyed
was good. I like that. Right, come on. We're so over
Okay,
today.
okay.
Can
A D12,
someone roll
D12.
me? I believe a D12.
I've got it. I've got one.
Go for it. Go
It's
for
a
it.
10.
Okay. I've closed my thing.
Brilliant. It's Keegan Amrine.
Keegan.
Yay! Okay. Keegan's been around for ages. We can make Keegan a prisoner. I'm like, no, the new people we have to be nice to. I'm like, Keegan's cool.
Keegan's fine. We
We
can do it
can
with
be
Keegan.
mean to you, yeah.
What if
lock
Keegan
you up.
was visited by Roderick first, and it was like he's another prisoner? And the thing
We're
is,
the second
Sorry,
choice.
wrong one. No, as in
Oh,
like,
right. Yeah.
like Keegan's just had a horrible
Sat-
night.
Yeah,
He was
like
just a bit
Roderick was
drunk,
sat at
got
the edge
put
of
in
the
jail, like for
Yeah.
just to sober up for a bit.
Yeah,
and then
and
this
he's like-
ghost came in and was like,
All right, love. Ah! Oh God, no.
Yeah.
Wrong room.
Yeah.
threw up on the ghost.
He's got the newspaper fragment in his hand. He's just like, where is this man?
Where's this man?
He's like, yes, where is this man? Where is
had
this
too much
man? Where is this man? Yes, where is this man?
Done.
There he is. I just had too many beers, man. Just like leave me alone.
So funny. Oh, the name Where is just constant comedy gold.
The gift that keeps giving.
Is the gift that keeps going.
Well, I'm worried for us for 2 weeks' time.
I love a cliffhanger.
But
I
we
love
have
it.
time to
Yes.
think about it.
Yeah.
I suggest we do
We've
some
never tried that
messages in the
before.
Discord chat. Well, it's
be
because we've
good.
never had the middle of a heist
okay,
be
okay.
middle, so this is good. I think we can do this. We can do
Yes.
this.
We should
Dan.
definitely talk about it and not forget this is happening for
Until the
2
day
weeks.
before.
a week,
Yeah.
a week and 6 days, and then be like,
Yeah.
Okay,
Absolutely.
Yeah,
with
sounds
that, please do join us next week for Blood on the Clock Tower, and the following couple of weeks for Blood and Fog. We'll be then taking a break and back with the final episode of Blood and Fog on Tuesday, the 29th of April. It's getting exciting. It's getting serious. We're very excited to see you then. Have a lovely, lovely week. Catch you all later.
bye.
Bye.
Bye.